Showtime in 60 seconds. "45 seconds. "30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
And Scout, they'll be playing, and then all of a sudden Scout will mount her and start humping, and she'll hump anything. She'll hump a tail, she'll hump a leg, like she'll hump a face.
She'll hump me right before bed. Like I'll lay down and she'll jump on my arm and try and mount me, and I have to throw her off.
Oh, interesting.
We didn't quite know it was getting taken at home.
Sorry,
I mean, she's
peanut butter game.
No. Put a little peanut butter somewhere else, right?
Yeah, right.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We'll see if all my microphone levels that I set, God, it was almost the entire show full of microphone levels on Friday. We'll see if everything looks, at least I can care less how you guys sound, but I think I sound pretty damn good right now.
Yes, you do.
So, there you go.
That's good.
There you go. I was a little hot.
Yeah.
It was a little hot. Now I'm fine.
That's perfect.
I think we're all
We're
probably
running a little hot,
Yeah, I think
a little
we're
wild.
all. I swear to God, I think I'm still hungover from Saturday.
Oh,
I do. I still think I'm having remnants. I think I have remnants of Saturday still. It kind of affecting my equilibrium and just overall mental capacity. I'm
Mentals
thinking.
in your chickens.
I'll tell you who's a rock star, Stan Diaco.
yeah, no kidding.
God, that guy is just next level. And listen, we have to explain. We can keep it very vague as we should. But my Lord.
You know what I wanted to say to him on Saturday night? Do you remember that girl on the plane that Alex Stein interviewed?
Yeah.
Her outburst on the plane.
Right.
That mother effer right there. It's not real.
So hold on. Did Dan have an outburst?
No.
No, I'm saying I wanted to say that to him because I'm like, you are not immortal.
Yeah, you're like
You are not a human being.
My God, you are. No wonder you're smart. No wonder you are the way you are because there's nobody like you. I mean, God, you can party. You can just keep your act together on levels. I'm just telling you, man. What would take down a normal man is like an appetizer to you. You're just like, he's just. I got a whole new respect for Dr. Dan after Saturday, considering he was, right there with me, but he was like making sure we got food, making sure, he was completely okay.
Someone came up to me and said, "Wow, I can't believe Dr. Dan's the most sober person here." I was like, "What?" He must have had a party on the way over.
I didn't feel that way on the bus, but or on the Sprinter.
I wasn't going to quite say it out that way, Lummy, but anyway, yeah.
Well, he wasn't having any drinks or anything, so people just thought. Is it me or was that Bojangles before we got to the event? Like the greatest thing ever.
Greatest thing ever. Yes,
Pretty
it
much
was
the
the
worst,
greatest.
worst
Well,
thing
yeah,
for
for
me.
Anna.
They made my meal wrong twice.
Yeah, but we're going to
And they
a
had like
fried.
5 people on it too.
Do you know how tough it is to take a vegan to a fried chicken place?
I know. It's
I mean, it's not. It's like taking me to a track meet and expect me to go run the 100.
It was literally less work for them. They already had the salad pre-made. They kept adding chicken to it.
Well,
or
whatever.
bacon.
At that
And
point,
bacon.
we were just hoping you could make it.
Stupid.
We were at that hoping we were just trying to keep you alive at that point. No,
I think I was
a
okay
point
at that
thereafter. It was a
Yeah,
point
there you
thereafter
go.
that we
Yeah.
were
That
trying
was-
to keep
that
her
That's
was-
when
alive.
you were not telling me to take my time and eat while you were all standing up around me,
staring at you.
staring at me and moving closer and closer towards the
No,
sprinter.
but see, here's what I was thinking is that we were going to go sit in the Sprinter and do our thing. We're not going nowhere. We're comfortable as hell. We got everything we
Yeah.
need in there, and it would be cooler for us to just wait in the Sprinter. And you knowing, and what I was trying to say to you was this. We're going to go in the Sprinter and do our stuff and hang out, and we're super comfortable in there. And so, like, don't think that we're in the Sprinter with the mindset of, oh, my God, I hope she hurries up.
Right.
We're
But
in
I
the-
also knew that what you took may have dropped, and then you're like, hey, it'd be super funny if we just left her here.
No way.
But also,
No, Anna. Well, you have to know me. I'm responsible for you. If I'm taking you to a gig, it's a station function.
Yeah.
Then I'm responsible for you.
Honestly, you truly were. Even in your darkest or
Lowest.
most effed up hour, you're like, where's Anna? Is she okay?
Yeah. Like I'd send messages. Thank God for 2 people regarding your welfare.
3 I would like to thank.
Susan Poitras.
Yes.
The Merch Crick.
Yes.
And maybe the driver.
Mitch the Mark.
Oh, Mitch the Mark.
Mitch the Mark, his voice got me through my darkest hour. But yes, thank you so much to all 3
Anyway,
of those
Anna,
people.
we're talking about Saturday night, the barrel and blender. What is it called? Let me.
Blending barrel.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And,
We didn't
yeah,
go.
Yeah, who knows? You know what? Who knows? We were all there, but we weren't.
I was trying to run away.
Anna was pulling her best. Actually, Anna out Seth Kushner. She out Seth Kushner. At least, I mean, you pulled a Seth, but more so.
It was a straight Houdini job.
So anyway, we'll get into that here momentarily. It was quite the trek. I'm trying to upload some video that I took. If you remember, Lummy, you got into I was just really riding real good on the way over there, just feeling real good, zoned in, and then Lummy gets into this whole big I-4 feeder roads deal, and then Dan and I were sitting beside each other, and then Dan turns to me and be like, what's going on? It was I don't know how much of the footage I can take we can use, but I'm trying to get it uploaded, Lummy, to YouTube here in the next couple breaks.
Nice.
So that Rhett can maybe go through it. There's probably some maybe inappropriate stuff in there. Anyway, I was recording quite a bit. In fact, one time Dan said, "Are you recording?" I go, "Yeah." You go, "Oh, well, we might not want to." I just kind of said some stuff. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, because you act differently when you're being recorded.
A little.
Yeah, a lot.
Well, when you know you're being recorded.
Well,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Let's move on.
So we have had a whirlwind of a weekend. We had the Bubba 199 on Friday, and then we had the Florida Man Radio event on Saturday. And then
We had the worst trip of our lives Saturday night.
No, see, I'd do that again in a minute.
that was awesome. I had a great time, man. I was blowed up.
I would make a few adjustments. But I'd do it again. I mean, where else can you? We were absolutely at one time on I-4. I-4, by the way, for those scoring at home, is the worst road
Yes,
in the
it
world.
is.
I-4 can suck my D.
Oh.
I mean, right, Dan, don't you feel the same way?
Yeah.
I-4 and Rick Scott and who could have made the infrastructures. There was a point where we were going to get all this federal money and they were going to fix 93 roads, 75, 95, and I-4. Those were the 3 roads that were going to get tripled in size, and then they were going to put rail between here and Orlando and Miami. And the federal funds were going to pay for it all. And Rick, the dumbest human being in the world, which I don't understand how you can be a 2-time governor and probably, I don't know, he's a 2-time senator now, probably end up being a 10-time senator. And you are the largest fined person for medical fraud in the history of our country. and we're going to let you be in government. You got the largest fine. That'd be like saying the guy who got busted with the most cocaine is now in charge of the DEA.
Right.
Right?
You should be in charge of the FCC.
Right. I got the highest single fine. I should be in charge of the FCC, to be honest with you, but I'm just saying. We're going over there on I-4. Anna, where else, if we would have just been straight, let's just say that, the traffic would have bothered us so much more. We would have been so irritated because it was so gridlocked on both there and back.
But we were styling in Rob's Sprinter.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Oh,
So
now,
time
Dan,
didn't matter.
So Dan, do I owe you more, or were we good?
We're good.
We're good.
We're good. We're good.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'll talk to you about it later. I think we're good.
Okay. So I can give you some more money.
I kicked in a little bit. We're
well, here's the deal. I'm gonna when we're in private, you're gonna tell me what your total bill is. I'm gonna know what I paid, and then if I need to add to it, you're gonna take it, or you'll get in trouble.
Okay.
But listen, I don't care what the cost is.
It was worth
That is the way to go.
Well, thank you guys for organizing that.
And
Or thank
Anna,
you, Dan,
you had more room back there, to freak out.
talk to Satan.
Talk to Merch Crick. Merch Crick said she held you like a baby
Oh, man.
all the way home.
Bitch can't hold her smoke.
Yeah, I guess not.
She can't hold a lot of things.
Yeah.
She can't hold her chocolate bar. She can't hold her giz on me. She can't hold her vape pen. She can't hold
I think
nothing.
gummies were fine. I think it was the Dark Match Steve Willie.
like
Appreciate
chocolate,
you.
huh?
It wasn't mine because
No, I didn't.
I had
I
my
took
own.
maybe an eighth of yours.
Yeah, mine was clean.
So-
I think yours might have been dirty.
Yeah, I think that's what messed me up.
Yeah. So
That's okay.
we were, and so Lummy, yesterday, I'm just like, I sleep literal. I set my alarm for noon on Sunday because I know the Packer game is at 1, but I forget I got a 1 o'clock meeting at Tom Bean's.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Yeah, with the Lucas, it's something I gotta hit too. It's Rick Schwally from Lucas Late Models, and we're laying in the schedule this year for the February Nationals, and he happens to be in Tampa. He has to meet. Brandon Ford is one of their corporate sponsors, so he's got a big meeting with Wayne today at Brandon Ford. So he got in yesterday, and he knew he needed to meet with us, but he has to be out of town later this afternoon. So yesterday was really our only day to meet with Rick and get the schedule and finalize all that kind of stuff. And so 1 to 4 yesterday,
Of course.
in Tom Bean's office. And we got so much done. It was a very productive meeting. We got a lot of, and it was a good meeting too. There's some good stuff coming
And you're all right.
for Bubba Raceway Park. But man, I mean, it was tough for me to be laser locked in, and Lummy, all I wanted to do was to be on my recliner, and I had my phone there, and I kept getting updates on the Packers Chargers, and the Packers are in it.
Oh, they were.
They were in. Well, they won. They won.
Yes, they did.
They should have lost, though. I didn't get a chance to watch the game, but I watched the highlights. And I don't know if you watched the game or not. The Chargers blew it.
The Chargers did blow it. I watched the majority of it.
Especially that last pass with about 38 seconds left. Guys on the right-hand side of if he catches the ball, they got the ball in the Packers 25. They're going to at least tie the game with a field goal. Probably maybe punch it in. And it's right there. Anna Hummel could have caught them all.
Well, that happened in the first quarter with their best wide receiver, Keenan Allen.
On the goal line.
Yeah, because that home field advantage with that sun.
Right.
They couldn't see the ball.
Sure.
They had
when you're the home field, you control the sun.
Yep.
Yeah. So the Bucks, I came home, put the Bucks game on, and said, "Oh, this 49ers are good.
They are.
49ers are good. John Lynch, that's the general man. I mean, that's the person that kind of determines how. A lot of people don't give general managers the credit they deserve on. That's who puts the team together.
Yes.
I mean, you can bring in a coach. They all got all types of different derivatives of the original. What would be the original? Probably the original Bill Walsh 49er offense has now been splintered. I don't know how many different times. Holmgren took it, and
Gruden kind of used it too.
Gruden used it, and all these. It's a variation of the McVay, Walsh, Holmgren. Gruden kind of deal. So you just implement that offense. You got an offense. But you got to have the person that's picking the personnel, trading the personnel, signing the free agents to put together your team. And John Lynch with no experience. John Lynch, Hall of Famer, Tampa Bay Buccaneer, safety, number 47, was a great player. From Stanford, I think.
Yes.
From Stanford.
Correct.
Great player. Went on to, I think, maybe be like some kind of an executive assistant for a handful of years in San Francisco, which he's from that area. And now he's been the GM for 5-6 years?
Yeah, I believe that, yeah.
Stepped right in to be the general manager of the Niners with no experience, not a general manager before. And I don't even think, Lumby, he was really a lot of times they'll get the general managers in the NFL from the scouting department.
The
heads.
Right, they go scouts to general managers.
Yes.
It's very common.
Usually how it goes. Usually you'll spend 10, 15 years in as a scout working from the lowest level of college scouts to now you're working at corporate, the corporate headquarters, and the field scouts are reporting to you. You know what I'm saying, Lummy?
Yes.
And so you start out as a field scout, then you go into a leadership scout, then you go into maybe an assistant general manager, player personnel scout, then maybe a general manager role. And that's what John Lynch didn't have to. He didn't have to do any of that scouting stuff.
No, he didn't do any. He actually, he was a broadcaster for Fox until the 49ers named him GM in 2017.
Yeah.
You
so
know
you
why?
go from the
Is he smart?
Because Kyle Shanahan trusts him.
Well, no, he hired Kyle Shanahan, didn't he?
Yeah, he hired Kyle
2007.
Shanahan.
The other way around.
The owners. No, the owners. It's the DeBartolos at the end of the
The
day.
Barlows trusted him.
The DeBartolos still own the team. Eddie doesn't, but I think the Eddie's sister owns the 49ers. So and they're good at and that Brock Purdy guy, it just makes him that much cooler knowing that he was the last player selected in last year's draft. He was the last player 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. In 2 years ago's draft, he was the last player taken. They call that guy Mr. Irrelevant because that guy never goes on to really do anything. No. Very rarely does Mr. Irrelevant even make the team, right?
Yeah, usually he's cut.
Yeah. So Brock Purdy for the San Francisco 49ers, the starting quarterback, he's Mr. Irrelevant 2 years ago. Last year with Garofalo, whoever the hell they had in there, guy gets hurt. And they're like, all we got is the last guy drafted in the 7th round. So that's all we got.
Well, that year too, they had Trey Lance, who they drafted number 5 overall.
Yeah,
he got hurt too.
Where's he at now?
They traded him to the Cowboys.
Oh, he's back up to Dak.
Yeah,
5th pick.
Yes,
5th pick, and within 2 years, Dan, they have you out of the system and trade. And what did they even get for him trade wise?
Sorry, 3rd pick. I believe just some BS draft picks.
A 3rd pick overall, Dan, and you're already out of the system in 2 years.
It's crazy.
And getting traded for some ass bucket
for a 4th round pick, and he's actually currently the 3rd string backup.
Yeah, was that guy from Ohio State?
Who?
Trey Lance,
North Dakota. State.
Oh, really? And he was the 3rd guy overall taken?
Yeah, they thought he was a superstar.
That's on Lynch's tab?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Thank God. Perfect.
Yeah, but you know what? You got Brock Purdy on the other one, right?
Sure.
I messed up the 3rd pick, but I got the very last one right.
That's right.
You don't get a lot of chances to fumble the number 3 overall pick, especially if it's a quarterback.
Yeah, you don't. You really don't. I mean, oof. Well, I mean, the Bucs did with Winston, but I mean, listen, the Bucs.
Yeah, but that was it. That was 6 years of finding out.
But hold on, though, the Bucs might just very well have the worst record. Them or the Browns at picking top 3 or top 5 picks that went on to bust.
I'm gonna say Browns.
I think Browns for sure.
Cleveland.
I mean, just look at the last 10, 15 years.
Hold on. Let's compare Cleveland from 76 on versus the Bucs from 76 on. Let's also not forget that the Bucs were gonna draft Bo Jackson, and Bo Jackson told the Bucs, "Do not draft me. I'm not playing for Hugh Culverhouse and that racist son of a bitch. I'm not paying for him. I'm not playing for the guy. You guys flew me down here. They may have gotten you. I kind of think that you did it to get me because he flew on a private jet. He missed his last year of baseball for Auburn.
They ruined his eligibility?
Yeah, they ruined because it was a private jet, hold 9 yards.
After they lied and said that it wouldn't. They told him, no, this won't do anything to affect your eligibility.
So the Bucks So Bo Jackson asks him, hey, if you fly me down in a private jet to go visit Tampa before you draft me, is that going to screw up my eligibility? They're like, oh, no. Well, he does. Well, guess what? Bam, you're done. Well, then Hugh Culverhouse publicly said, after meeting Bo Jackson had a white wife. Like they were married. It was either a white girlfriend or a white wife. I thought that they were married, but it was his fiance, ended up being his wife. It's his girlfriend, whatever, and she's white. And Hugh Culverhouse, I'm paraphrasing, said in the newspapers that he didn't think interracial dating that he did not approve of interracial dating. Well, that pissed off Bo, as it should, right?
Yeah.
You guys are going to try to make me be the face of your franchise and you're automatically got a problem with my wife? Screw off, bitch. And so he literally said, and every different news like this, this wasn't some little known, like everybody reported it.
Yes.
Everybody reported it. And Bo Jackson said, I will not play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't care where they draft me. I will not play. I will sit out and go play baseball or not even play football at all. I hate the Bucks. I will not work for that man. Do not draft me. What do the Bucks do? Draft him.
Yep.
And the Bucks might be the only one, Dan, that completely. Well, the Packers did it too with a guy named Bruce Clark. Bruce Clark told the Packers, "I'm not playing for Green Bay if you guys draft me," and he went on to play for the CFL and then get back into the league later. But so don't forget, Tampa Bay has that on there. It has the Bo Jackson. At least Cleveland got every one of their players to show up, right?
Right.
Even if it was Tim Couch or Baker Mayfield or Johnny Football, how many number? We should probably compare the two drafts. Cleveland has had a pretty. How many times did Cleveland pick first? Like every year, Cleveland would pick first, and you'd be like, "Man, one of these guys eventually is going to make it, ain't he?"
They had 4 since '99 when they came back into the league. They've had 4 number 1 picks.
And who they been?
Tim Couch.
Well, hold on, I got sound effects for this type of stuff. Who? Tim Couch?
Yes. Courtney Brown. Myles Garrett. And Baker Mayfield.
But Baker Mayfield, I don't think is the ass bucket that everybody thinks he is.
No, he's not.
He's not that bad of a quarterback.
He's no Kyle Trask, but
do you want to go over the Bucks number 1 overall picks? All right,
hold on here. Go ahead.
All right, number 1, 1976, Leroy Selman. 1977, Ricky Bell. Oh man.
Are you going to hold on? Where's the other ones that you missed?
What do you mean?
Oh, 76. Okay, 77. Ricky
We're
Bell.
just doing number 1 overall pick.
All right, so do you think Ricky Bell went on to be productive and be a number one overall pick?
I think he was good enough to be in the Bucks Ring of Honor.
All right, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Give me just the 10 players selected after Ricky Bell.
Oh. See, here's the problem with Ricky Bell. He had a disease, and he deteriorated very fast.
He was good when he played.
We started, and then he started going downhill very fast because he had some kind of weird disease.
Yeah, well, that's great. Statistic for this. Now, tell me who the Bucks could have had.
Number 2, Tony Dorsett.
Okay. I don't need to go any further. You took Ricky Bell over Tony Dorsett
because he was from USC, and so was
didn't matter.
It was a John McKay
thing.
I know, but John McKay's an ass bucket.
So they didn't have the number 1 overall pick again until 1986 when they took running back Bo Jackson from Auburn.
Biggest mess up probably ever in the history of National Football League. Go ahead.
1987, number 1 overall pick, Vinny Testaverde.
Nothing.
Are we going to say that? Okay, I was going to say, are we going to say Vinny?
Yeah,
is better than Ricky Bell?
No, that's why I scored it appropriately. Thank you.
And then the Buccaneers did not have a number 1 overall pick for almost 30 more years until 2015 when they took Jameis Winston, quarterback, Florida State.
Yeah, so they both suck.
Yeah.
Period. By the way, the Merch Crick has sent me the link. It's up, BubbaArmyStore.com. The 3 hats that we got in. Now, let me just let me just. I'm blowing them out basically at what I bought them because they're
what?
They run small.
They're kid
For
sizes.
Zika heads.
Well, this one definitely. The black one is definitely made for kids. Now this one and this one, I can wear them, but it's on the very last strap. Now, Lummy could not wear these hats.
No.
Now, I can wear them, but they're on the very last strap, and I usually don't like that. I usually like to have two-strap meat, a little bit of two-strap, so
Some room.
realize, if you're small, if you're, Dark Match Steve or something like that, these hats are going to be perfect. These are for smaller head dudes. So I got quite a bit of them. These are 3 brand new ones, a black one, a red and black one, which is pretty cool, and the navy gray deal is pretty cool. Just know that they run a little bit small, and the black ones are for kids. That's it. Merch Crick made a mistake in ordering these, and so that's why I'm like, listen, let's just blow them out. For the black ones are $9.99, and the other ones are $12.99. That's usually about half of what you got to pay for a hat, but hopefully we can blow them out. And if you wait till Wednesday. After 6 o'clock, we have a 20% off Black Friday gimmick that goes Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then doesn't end until Monday at noon. And that's with using promo code Bubba, all small caps, BUBBA. So if you go to Bubba Army Store and you want to buy a duck, or you want to buy a straw hat, or you want to buy a belt buckle, or you want to buy a tumbler, or you want to buy a tank top for your chick, or you want to buy a camo shirt or a Planet Dan shirt or whatever, maybe after Wednesday, wait, because you're going to get 20% off. Don't forget the new fleece blankets, which I think we brought one. I think you were using it.
There were several on the bus. Yes.
The stone washed kind of throw blanket that kind of put on you when you're on the couch watching the game and you're a little bit cold because you got the air down to 72.
Or troubling.
Lummy.
Yes, it was amazing.
So anyway, again, all of that starts and stops with Bub Army Store, Bub Army Merch, BubArmyShop.com. And as of Wednesday, you can use promo code Bubba and get a 20% discount across the board. Joe Biden turns 81 as voters show concern about his age ahead of polls. Now, I think these are Democrat people. Like, these are like people that are in his party. And I felt very Joe Biden-ish on Saturday.
For like 15 minutes you were.
Yeah, I felt like I was needed to be, direct. Bubba Biden, over here, please. I'd like to take a picture with you. Okay.
Gotta open your eyes, Bubba Biden.
Open your eyes.
Yeah, so I was running Bubba Biden on Saturday night at. By the way, thank God the phone lines are on hold, because I'm sure there'd be tons of people trying to call me about my behavior on Saturday night.
Oh,
You're well behaved.
Yes.
Well, I was well behaved. I was just, and we're also looking for the clip for when Shannon Burke called in. Let me see if you guys remember this. Lummy and Rhett and I have already talked about it, but I specifically remember when Shannon called the show to promote said event, which, by the way, great event. Great event. This is the place they need to have it at. We've had it at all different places before, and this is, for what Anna can remember, this seems like the place it needs to be at. It seems where it makes the most sense.
Although this time when I arrived, it looked completely different than last time I saw it.
I think they just made the patio bigger.
Getting it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It did look.
She was completely different.
Yeah, I was. To me, I felt as if I was at an all new place as well.
I was waving to people I thought I knew. I'd go up close to them. I'm like, oh, that's not who I thought it was. Okay.
So, but did I not say? And Rhett, you can confirm. Mach can confirm. Maybe Anna. But when I had Shannon Burke on the phone talking about said event, didn't I say, please? Don't make me get on a microphone. Don't make me make an announcement. Shannon, that's all you, my friend. Just, if you want to point out and say I'm over here and I can, hey, no problem over here. Hey, yay, hey. But do not make me get on the microphone. Do not ask me to go up there. Don't make it a big production because I'm going to be, partying.
Yeah, you even said,
100%
can we not do
yes.
what we did last year where we make speeches and everything?
Right.
And Shannon says, I got you, bud.
I got you, bud.
Don't have to do it. No problem.
Right, I got you. So I thought Shannon was going to go up there and be the master of ceremonies, which he's so good at.
Yeah.
and welcome everybody and all of our sponsors and everything, and say, hey, I got Bubba and his crew over there. Yep, but whoop, whoop, whoop.
Just do the wave. Hey, what's up?
I just give them everybody like, hey, hi, what's going on over there? And whatever. I can't be in trouble, or nobody can be mad at me, Lummy, because they did me wrong. If anything,
you warned all of them.
I said, I'm coming to this party. It takes a lot for me to wrangle up all my people. It's going to cost us, $1,000 or so, to rent the necessary vehicle to get over there. And so, in doing that, promise me. And so, when you got 2.5 hour drive, you just don't sit there on your phone and do nothing. I mean, you party a little bit, right?
I think you have to.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be doing something.
It's in the rule book.
Yeah.
So we necessarily, pretty much all of us, except for Lummy, kind of get our party on. Of course, all legal, all above board legal, mostly just alcohol. And so we get our party on, and we're all, pretty tuned up when we get there. I would say, how would you rank the tune-up? Do you think I took number one? No, Anna took number one. As far as most tuned up.
I think you were the most tuned up.
You're the most tuned up, but
I think she was tuned out.
Yeah, I tuned up enough to have a panic attack, and so I just removed myself from the situation.
So you tuned yourself right out of the game.
Yep.
Right. You were.
Yep.
Let me. She was.
I set cushion myself.
She was a last-minute scratch.
Yeah,
she's a last-minute scratch. Was she a non-healthy scratch?
Yeah.
Right. At least I suited up for the game, Lummy, and went out there on the ice a little bit. Didn't score any goals or anything, but didn't get plus minus zero. Dan, you were great. You held it together really well. I think you did.
Yeah, it was wild. The physics didn't add up to me. I was trying to do the math, and it just.
But with Dan, do you ever notice how Dan, we all can just be sitting there, and Lummy can be talking about his feeder roads, and Rhett and I can try to be telling them to. Literally, there was many a times where I was running tape. I was like, "Can you guys please shut up? Can you guys shut up about these roads and about, let's talk, can we chill? Can we turn the lights down and just chill and have some silence?"
On the way back, you mean?
Well, both there and there.
No, on the way back, you brought up the roads because we were in traffic for 4 hours.
Yeah, shut up, Lummy. So then, so there was a couple of times where I was just wanting them just to shut up. They were just going crazy, and I videotaped that a few times. But Dan, after about 35-40 minutes, he's like a cat, and this is how I described it on Saturday night, and Dan agreed. If anybody's ever had a cat and you take it to the vet, and when you take it to the vet, you got to put it in a cage to take it to the vet.
Yeah, a little carry.
Yeah, that little
cat lunchbox.
Yeah, like a cat lunchbox, and that cat.
Carrier,
I've never known a cat to just sit in there quietly and just be cool. Most of them are mad. They're like, and they're trying to get out of there, and they're batting the whole. That's what Dan's like after about 45 minutes of sitting in any type of vehicle that he's not driving in. He starts getting antsy and starts bouncing off the walls. Does he not?
Yes, he does.
And he likes a nightlight.
Yeah, and he's like, how far from food? How far are we from food? Well, last year, where did we stop for food? Well, non-stop looking for food.
Well, we blew past the food place.
He's the skinniest guy who eats the most food that I know of.
It's obscene.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't add up.
It just doesn't add.
Nothing adds up.
You want to talk about? Hey, I know. Bert.
You are not real.
I know Bert Kreischer calls himself the machine. Please, bitch. This is the machine right here. Dan Diaco is the machine. Man.
He even ate a hot dog at the place.
Oh, he can. He's just a machine.
Oh yeah, I had a hot dog.
So Shane, the boss man, did text me. Yesterday. I apologized. I'm like, I hope I didn't, make an ass out of myself. I hope I didn't do anything wrong or say something to a client wrong or anything like that. And Shane was like, "No, you were cool. Thanks. But next year I feel as if I need a full-blown buffet for Dan's arrival." I think you might have been hitting him up for food too.
No, I wasn't hitting up people for food, but I did find that food truck, and Did hit hard.
And I mean, Dan, that was literally 35 minutes after a Bojangles experience. It was second to none.
The Bojangles, unreal. I just want to say it again. Just reemphasize what you said, Bubba. That Bojangles chicken sandwich was as good a chicken sandwich as I've
ever had in my entire life.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And talk about consistent. Like my sandwich was as good as your sandwich, and your sandwich was as good as Lummy's.
But you did send the fries back.
Rhett, did you get Did you get a chicken sandwich?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think he's up front real quick.
All right, cool. No problem. Merch Crick just had some of my fries. Of course, Dan's fries weren't right, so he had to make a big old ordeal.
But they made it. They did right by him, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what. The African-American manager there, whatever his name is, one of the reasons why that store is so good is because that guy runs a good ship.
Yep.
Like, he was on Dan's fries. He came back a couple different times, make sure we were okay. Like, he was a good... That guy had it dialed in.
And he gave Dan's cold fries to Merch Crick, who wanted them.
Yeah, she's weird like that. Yeah. She prefers
yeah, she went back and got them. She's like, are you going to throw those away? I'll take them.
I keep her down. I don't even let her have hot food.
I got my free speech ears on, good buddy. We got Bubba the Love Sponge show coming up here straight ahead.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
So the Bojangles, and then hot dog, and then McDonald's.
Yes, it is. Filet of fish.
I thought you were going to get pizza because you were looking at it.
Oh yeah, I do have a memory of going, what kind of fish is that? Merch Crick was like, filet-o-fish.
No, we were talking about Chilean bass, sea bass, and we were talking about tilapia and perch and what type of fish McDonald's potentially uses. And she says that the type of fish that they are fillets.
Filet-o-fish. She also thought that cabinet, like next to her, where it had a drink holder, she thought it was for cat food. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, here's a throw-up bucket.
Yeah, and then she was like, oh no, and she's like, oh look, this must be for the dog food, and I'm like, that's for ice.
She thought there was a cat cage in there.
Yeah, with like a little cat bowl, food bowl, and then she thought the bottom was for the dog, and I'm like, we're like in a nice Sprinter. I don't think.
Snizzlux, Lazaire, Eggy, morning.
Oh
Iggy,
man.
Camper Scott, Finn 212. Good morning. What's up?
I must have asked Susan Poitras if Bubba was messed up like 20 times, because that was the only thing anchoring me to reality, that I wasn't the only one that was fucked up.
It was a different kind of fucked up. Bubba was more like...
functional.
No, I understand, but like I just thought I was going insane, because I didn't think I took very much of what I took, and I was freaking the fuck out.
I was trying to convince you could fly, so you just like jump off a roof, but it didn't work.
So you didn't have to push me up on it?
Jelly, sugar, 2011, good morning. You don't want to kiss you. Yeah, I didn't have to throw you off the roof. It didn't work.
Damn, dude.
There's a bunch of one-story buildings, too. So.
I would have just broken an ankle.
Yeah, maybe. Sprained a wrist. Good morning, Mike. My cat. I gotta call you the police. Good morning. Camper Scott. Nope, Skippy, not yet. Group of lips, good morning. No, the O-ring was a non-issue. I'm not eating turkey this year. Snizzle. Lychee. Gary Cantrell, Kenny Powers,
wrestler. Jake Hudson. Don Hamdorf, that's funny. Not sure. Fan Orlando, back in day. Sub Hanson was the mole. Simon, 33. That's young boy Mitch, 70 months. Thank you.
Yes. Who's doing Thanksgiving with the Diablos?
I don't know. I'm gonna be out of town, I think. Fuck yeah, no, post.
Is January anyway I post it again?
No, I think he's gonna be here. Let him do it. I think Steven's doing it.
Oh, you're not having this full you're not having seen the game over?
Nope. Don't want Mexicans, don't want Italians, don't want anybody over there. Don't want rednecks, don't want inbreds from West Virginia. Nope.
West Virginia?
Hmm? Stevens, Krista's half the family.
Really?
Yeah, from West Virginia. Her grandfather, her uncle, and her nephew are all related. Well, the same person.
Bubba, I know we already kind of talked about it, but Macho's put the clip up of you telling Shannon.
Oh, where's it at?
F, 3F right there. Where's it
The following broadcast is not for the mocha soy latte drinking, tree hugging, Birkenstock wearing crowd.
I'm not giving you a compliment.
If you tuned in by accident, get the f out of here now before all the beer drinking, whiskey shooting hellraisers find out. This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Short week for us. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday only. Today's after show, don't forget, is a podcast. And Lummy, I'm going to. I think it's. I've been given the okay by Micro with the Tom Bean kicker to ask people to go to our new gimmick to listen to our podcast.
Oh, awesome!
Now, from what you know on the new gimmick, I think that our new gimmick can at least handle that.
Yes,
right?
I believe, yes.
Right. So today, right after the show, preferably earlier than sooner, like maybe by 10 after, Lummy,
yes.
We'll start a podcast.
Sounds good.
And I don't know that we've hit 6 million yet, because if it was, I'll look. I think we're within just maybe 10 or 15,000, because if we were to have had the 6,000th download on our podcast, then Lummy, I'm going to tell that, the story about in 1989 after the Illinois State Fair, what I may or may not have done with a person at that point that had a top 10 hit.
I can't wait.
That we may have gone back to the Drake Hotel, or I think it might have been the Drake. I don't know which hotel. It was a downtown Chicago hotel.
And you got the bed all soaked.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody jet skis?
I mean, yeah, and at that point, a famous person.
Wow.
It's my only really only famous person, that I've ever, I got to think most men probably go through life and never have slept with a famous person. right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, famous woman if you're heterosexual, and then I guess it would be man if you're homosexual.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Just famous. Famous sees no gender. So that being said, Lummy, I'll check today here in the next few breaks to see where we are. I don't think that we're quite at 6 million. So I'll have to come up with some other nonsense to talk about, but we will. Maybe we'll talk maybe a little more freely about the ins and outs of Saturday nights.
Yeah, there we go.
When we all gather around. I got to tell you, though, when we all gather around and, are kind of partying, where it's kind of a good vibe.
Oh, yeah, everyone got along.
Yeah, I mean, we had food. It's tough. Think about this. We traveled about 4.5, 5 hours in a vehicle. And for, coworkers to travel 4.5 or 5 hour total in a vehicle, Usually it doesn't go as good as ours.
Dude, it was over 3 hours. We left at 4 and we didn't get there till after 7:15.
Right.
So that's 3+ hours.
And then what was it on the way back?
2.5 all day.
Yeah. So, 5.5, 6 hours with your coworkers. All coworkers hate each other. I don't know. I don't know there was any hate at all. There was no heat at all.
It was awesome for me until it wasn't, if that makes sense.
Right.
And then it was awesome again towards the end. So.
Yeah. Lemmy, did you see the big? I think somebody threw a McDonald's sack out right in front of our in the ditch. Will you?
Yeah, I'll get it. Is
it Dan's from Saturday night?
No, I hope not. Yeah, no, I saw that. It's
morning. Not ours.
No, it's
okay.
Probably, there's a bunch of dicks that drive around here and throw trash all over.
The Uber guys.
Yeah.
Rhett, any luck on the Chick-fil-A Pinterest or not Pinterest? Pin chasers, whatever the hell your family. What your uncle owns the printing company
Pinecrest.
Pinecrest, yeah.
Gonna be filming that this week.
Pinecrest, who does a lot of our printing and stuff like that, are right across the street from the particular Chick-fil-A that's doing the drone delivery, and so Rhett said he's going to try to do that. Would love to get some footage of how this works.
Oh yeah.
So what are the Democrats going to do? Like Joe Biden is 81. He just turned 81 or 82?
Today, 81.
Turns 81.
Happy birthday, Chris Diaco.
He's now the oldest person ever to be up to the president.
Yes.
And multiply that by, in a couple years, they're saying that, if he won the election, he would be 86.
Jesus.
That's insane.
Man, I don't care. I really don't care who you think you are or even how well you get along at 86. I just think at 86, it's time to let somebody just a tad younger be the president. I'd prefer that we have after 70, you can't be the president.
After 70?
Yeah.
I think it depends on how well you are physically and cognitively.
I think you got to have a number. Yeah. That's physically and cognitively is an interpretation.
Unfortunately, all of those tests could be subjective.
Right, so it's an interpretation. Whereas if you just have a hard cutoff, boom, sorry, got to be the president. You know what? You have to by 72 years old. You have to have been elected by 72. Now, if you got elected at 72 and you ran it out, 4 years and you're 76 when you're out, okay, that's great. But you cannot put your hand on that Bible and get sworn in as a president if you are 73 and above. You got to be at 72. You could be on your last day of 72, but you got to be 72 or below to put your hand on that Bible to be our president. I'm just saying. You don't know what's going on.
No.
Please.
I think some, 80-year-olds are better than other 80-year-olds, and it's not really fair to, categorize everyone that's over 73 as too old to run for president. But the current president is struggling a little bit, and it doesn't matter, though, because we're going to just be told he's fine, and nothing ever matters. For some reason, the party of diversity, it just keeps propping up this old white guy as the name and the face of the party.
Have you guys hear? I can't play it here. In fact, I'm going to have to play it, Lummy, on the podcast. But Cardi B's.
Oh yeah, her rant.
Oh yeah, that's certainly.
She goes off.
Oh yeah, now she was a big Biden yippee-yo. We could probably, Lummy, for the podcast, go out and find her first. 4 years ago, or when she was pulling for Biden, she was very vocal about that and had some promos and things like that. And so this past weekend, she came up and cut a couple promos on who she thinks you should vote for and our current state of the government and things like that. And it's a complete 180 as to what she was when, a few years ago before this buffoon got in.
Well, I think Biden's done such a wonderful job of advancing African-American issues. So I don't understand why any African-American wouldn't be supporting Biden.
Hold on. There's a lot of African-Americans that are calling his ass out.
That's because he hasn't done anything for African Americans.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
he says he's the president. If you're not black, you don't vote for me. You're not black. Remember he said that?
Yes.
And so the African Americans who are becoming less monolithic in this country are starting to think for themselves and not just do that group think and just like follow the leader and like because they say I should be a Democrat, I'm going to vote Democrat. They're actually thinking about it because in the day, if you're a black guy and you voted non-Democrat, they ostracized you.
Yeah, but you weren't, as a black guy, when you go into that poll, you don't tell anybody who the hell you voted for. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that's pretty sad, too, in the fact that you can't be an American, regardless of your ethnicity, and actually be afraid to tell another American who you voted for.
Well,
and that's where we are today. Like back in the day, it didn't matter.
No.
You get back out your curtain, they'd be like, hey, did you vote for Reagan? Did you vote for Carter? Did you vote for Bush? Did you vote for Clinton? And you'd be able to say which one you voted for and not have to worry about them killing you or ruining your life or doxing you or, finding out, trolling your... The things that people that are so adamantly associated with the opposing party that you don't like is just, crazy. Well, the African-American community, for the most part, is Democratic. And these big pop culture movers and shakers within the Democratic Party, like a Cardi B, they were very vocal in supporting Joe Biden at the election. Mm-hmm. And they would go on and use their various social media, large platforms to let their choice of who they thought should win and be very vocal about it. Cardi B, man, woo! Do
we have it?
Yeah, we'll find it. Yeah, we got to play it on the podcast, Dan. Like we can't.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's Cardi B, man. I like it. I like it a lot. So, Lummy, today's after show is a podcast only.
Yes, it is.
We'll do another one of those on Wednesday somehow, way, shape, or form. It might be with Seth. I don't know. Seth's getting some blowback now where he works about a non-compete he might have signed. Oh. So, yeah, we're going through all that. So, anyway, Lummy, I will do another Wednesday will probably have hit 6 million downloads. So, I wouldn't need Seth necessarily for a Clem Kush show. You, me, and Anna could just talk about the famous, chick that I blasted.
Perfect.
And I have, listen, it's one of the very few things in radio it's one of the very few secrets in my life that I have not told on the air. I can't think of, I'm going to start doing that, Lummy. I'm actually going to try to start thinking of things that I did in my life that I've not talked about on the radio. I've talked about it all, like my corduroys getting rubbed, and...
Which is a great story.
Me watching Larry blast Tanya in the pool.
Another great story.
Your strip club experience and,
when I fell in love with a girl from the Hip Hugger. Yep. The time my mom found my steroids, and thought I was an intravenous drug user and made me leave.
The fireman saw your bug.
When in college, when the fireman saw my penis.
Madeira Beach.
My
favorite.
Talked about Madeira Beach. Probably the things I have left to talk about, Lummy, are so salacious that, and just like I probably,
maybe they're left unsaid.
Yeah.
They'd be good ones, though, like, the threesome in Milwaukee and just, oh, man, just so many things. And Merch Quick, don't ask me about the threesome in Milwaukee today when you see me, okay? Just realize it's show. Yeah, it's show business, please. So anyway, speaking of show business, I knew for a fact that one of the things, Dan, where I knew that I would be probably partying a little bit is the fact that we had secured like a real badass piece of way to get over there.
Yes.
Like, we really can't, like your Escalade's fine.
No, it's great.
But it's not as much room as what we had.
No way. Yeah.
So it's your Escalade is fine as hell.
For like 4 passengers.
But,
not for 6.
We're running 6. We could have maybe gone 7.
I feel like we were going to like a bachelor party or something.
Well,
it was a party bus.
So, yeah.
A party baby bus.
So I tell Shannon, Stevie and Shane and John wants us to promote this event, and I think we promoted it very well for them. I got to say, the turnout was pretty damn good.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Probably the best one we've had out of all of them. I know I met a whole bunch of clients, and I don't remember any of them. Sorry. I know John Caracciolo was there, and I was scared to death. I was like, oh, man, why do I got to be standing right here? And I'd be like, Shane, get me out of here, because, Caracciolo's right here. And I'm really effed up. And he's like, oh, he knows you are, buddy. You're good. Don't worry about it. Just stand here and meet clients, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Meet the money.
But here's the deal. I felt as if, and maybe I was tuned up, but I felt as if I was in a movie. And like everything was I felt as if I was like in a movie. And like when I would shake a guy's hand, it would be like extra and get like extra titillating. Like every touch
was really stimulating.
Yeah, if I would shake a guy's hand, I could really feel the guy's hand.
Yeah, all these sensations were enhanced.
Yeah, and when I shake it, like when I shook. I was actually hugging Kim Burke in a very.
Oh my God, I love her.
Kim Burke. I was actually hugging her in probably a not so
appropriate
way, but I was really trying to get up, like really rub on those jugs, on those leather-colored jugs, and I was really trying to get up on that, and I felt as if that was like really overstimulating, like unbelievable. Yeah. So anyway, I had Shannon on the air last week, and I told Shannon, I know we're taking the party bus over. We're going to be partying. All of us are. And you always at every one of these events, the 4 or 5 that we've done, they always have a microphone set up and they want us to get up there and talk and welcome everybody and all that kind of stuff. And that's great. And that's probably, as the seasoned radio veteran that I am, is probably how I should do that. But I also know my limitations, and I know the state of mind I potentially could be in, and I could get literally, if they would have put me up on the microphone, I don't know what I would have said other than hey, everybody, appreciate y'all coming out, and whatever, some pictures or something. Stogies and Spirits right here, buddy, at the Blend in the Barrel.
But we did pictures. Yeah.
No, I know.
You got to do the pictures.
I know, but I was in no condition to speak on the microphone.
Oh, fortunately, had Lummy.
And I had urged them. See, I almost think that they did me dirty.
Yeah.
Because I specifically laid this out. Stand by. We are supposedly arriving, like we're taking one of those like one of those Sprinter deals. So we're gonna be full. So we're gonna be like having our own little party. We'll probably end up getting there just absolutely wrecked. Now hold on now.
Well, we delivered.
Like there's no wiggle room there. There is no. I do not lead anything to the imagination there. I said we're going to get there wrecked. Well, we did. We nailed that. We got an A on that.
We have integrity.
Just to be honest with you.
Right. Good.
So as long as you can run interference with management and I don't get in too much trouble for being like completely, not even responsive. Hold on. Dan, it's almost like I was like a
prophet.
I was a prophet.
You're Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, I couldn't have laid this out any more correctly, right?
Yep.
Barely. Like
don't unresponsive?
Yeah, well, I know what. Yeah, here's what I hate. I'm not good at talking in public, and you're real good at it. So if there's any announcements that need to be made on the microphone, can we let you do it? Because you're real good at it.
Sure,
like you're.
I'll handle it.
You're really good at it. Like, you're real. And I'm like, I need to be in my little bat cave with my little microphone and nobody can see me in order for me to be my personality. I get a little scared in front of people. I'm a little shy.
Add on the pills that you'll be taking on the way.
Yeah, I'm going to be on a nose. I'll be on pills and just, I'm going to be on, I'm going to be jacked.
You're going to be Joe Biden out.
Yeah. I'm going to be bad. Hold on. Man.
Oh, my God. I'm a prophet, too.
We even predicted, but Biden's shuffling like, yeah, I'm going to be pilled beyond belief. And so, like, if they're like, tell Shane and Stevie not to bring me up on microphone. So, I mean, my God, I don't know that Dan, if it was a matter of law, I mean, we pretty much just like as soon as Your Honor would hear that, he would completely make the judgment for us.
Oh, yeah, they fouled.
They're like, listen, this guy laid it all out. Yeah, he showed up at the station event, wrecked, check. He asked you to not put him on the microphone, and you agreed to that. Check. So, you guys owe this guy a big apology. No judging him for the spectacle that I created on Saturday night. Anna created such a spectacle that you didn't even really see her. She spent about 4 minutes at the event, and then she was like, "I'm freaking out. I'm in a movie. I'm scared."
I just didn't know how deep this was gonna go because it kept getting worse, and she
got deep.
Yeah.
And she ended up ended up in Susan Poitras's car
in the back seat.
And then there was this big whodunit. I was ready to leave. And so I made that announcement, and I put it out to everybody. I told Rhett, I told Lummy, I told Dan. I'm like, listen, let's leave. Let's go. How long have we been here? And Lummy goes like, well, I think we've been here about an hour and 15 minutes. I go, that's great. That's perfect, right? And then Dan's like, Bubba, we've got to take more pictures. I'm over here sitting in my own little corner.
I didn't want to take pictures either, but we had to.
No, hold on. I'm commending you. So word gets management or whatever gets word to Dan, who at the end of the day should be the most wrecked of all. Yeah. I've never seen any human being consume what he consumed and be able to be probably could have done a rhinoplasty that night. I'm just saying.
I felt good.
So he comes up to me and goes, so I've already said I wanted to go. So they're in the process of getting the van. So Dan goes, Papa, I know you don't want to do this. I know you're probably not in any condition to do this, but we want to do a big group shot up here on the stairs. Can you make it to the stairs? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. And then there's somebody had some to-go bags or something.
Yeah, there's little party favors for us.
And I
like shirts.
I hit a couple of those, and I didn't go down. But,
You almost did a Biden. But in your defense, Bubba, it was like an obstacle course. I mean, there was crap everywhere. You're going through chairs, stepping over bags.
Yeah, so anyway,
and you just sat down.
But two little bags shouldn't be able to take my big rhino ass out, and it almost did.
It almost did.
So we get up, and we do the pictures. I think I did okay with the pictures.
Great.
And then at that point, I think lend me the car.
Yes.
So then once we got the van, we had to go find Anna in Susan Poitras's car. So then we drive a little bit, and then Merch Creek hops out, and she brings Anna, and it literally looked like Anna, like she had just been buried in some rubble on the Gaza Strip, and we had just found her.
Head in my hands.
And she had her head in it. I think Merch Creek had a blanket over her. Like, we'd literally just exchanged hostages.
Yeah, well, the first person I saw was Dan, and Dan was freaking me out. Just with his energy.
I was like, come on, get your ass up. Let's go. Come on, let's go. You're fine.
His energy, right?
Well, it wasn't quite. He was being like a jokester at the beginning, but it was freaking me out.
Right. So anyway, you get back to the van.
Yeah.
And supposedly the Merch Crick held you like a baby all night long.
Oh my God, yes she did.
Because she was whimpering like a baby all night long.
You were crying back there?
Oh, yeah, she was crying. She was freaking out.
Bubba, I was not okay.
Hold on, I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
You were crying?
Well, not
like how bad?
Audibly on the bus on the Sprinter. But in Susan's car by myself, I was
crying about what?
I thought I
about
was
the
talking
party you're
to
having?
Satan. I don't know. I was having a bad trip.
Yeah, she thought things were evil around her, and I was like,
man, I thought everything was happy.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, hell.
Understand it. Well,
I mean, Mike Calta could have walked up. I might have been nice to him on Saturday night. I don't even know, man. I was just like, hey, man. And so Shannon kept asking me, are you okay? And I kept saying, I'm chill.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm chill, man.
But
Like,
but I'm sorry.
go ahead.
You know when some people die, they say, "Oh, I saw a bright light and it was so much peace," and they come back from life. Though they die for a moment, they just code, they come back from life. Anna, probably when she dies and comes back from life, will be like, "There was these devils and these bats, and they were torturing me and they were poking me with pitchforks because
Oh, that's kind of what I saw.
She's going to hell.
I just saw people and like every hand I would shake, I would just feel like, man, I can really feel this person's hand.
The person, being around that many people didn't give you anxiety?
No.
Huh.
No. I just couldn't really offer. I mean, like, they weren't really meeting me.
Right. I understand that.
They have to realize that, I was just,
Hey.
Now, Lummy,
Yes.
Do we have you on? I feel as if, Lummy, when you talk in the microphone, you're talking like a cheerleader.
Surely.
Yeah,
do you mean?
I mean, I know.
Yeah, he thinks it's a megaphone,
Yeah,
not a microphone.
like, you talk into the microphone, when they'll be like, "Hey, everybody, thank you for coming out. Appreciate it." You're like, "Hey, we got Bubba over there. We got Danny over there.
Well,
No, I'm not being a critic, buddy. You certainly bailed me out, but I'm just saying, like, your microphone talking skills isn't one of communication. It's more of like a one-way megaphone shout.
No, we were at a party. I came around the corner, just had a drink get delivered to me, and I was excited. Not thinking I was going to even have to talk on the...
Also,
Right.
he just handed him the mic, and he's like, "Hey."
Right. I mean, you weren't prepared for that at all.
No, and I looked at
were
you,
not?
and you were down by the stairs just
What was I
looking
doing?
off. Just looking off, and I'm like, oh, great. Am I in trouble?
Was
Am I
he
in
looking
trouble?
off, or was he just like facing
Dozing
off because
off.
his eyes were
I don't think-
shut tight?
I don't think I ever dozed off. I was
No.
I just had
Dozing.
I was just closing my eyes.
You wouldn't open them. I mean, they were closed tighter than like a frog's butt. I mean, you were tight. It was like you had to like pry your eye open with your finger to open it.
Really?
Yeah.
Even I noticed that.
No, okay, great. We had a great time Saturday night. We're uploading some video from the ride over there, which is when we were really hot, and then
Got too hot.
I don't know how much Rhett's going to be able to use. I got 20 minutes worth. I'm trying to get uploaded right now, Lummy. And don't you hate it, Lummy? I do these videos on my phone,
Yeah.
and I got like the 512 mega gigabyte deal, and so I go to my iPhone storage, and it says like, I haven't used like even 20% of it.
Yep.
But then I go to upload something, and it says I don't have enough storage on my phone.
Yeah, it happens to me.
Usually that's from like large attachments, I guess, from texting and things like that. But it says I have like 400 gig left, but I don't have enough storage to upload this deal. Pissed me off.
And when it backs it up to the cloud, when you don't need it to back up to the cloud, and you have to re-download it, and it just takes so much time.
Let's not forget, man, we had one hell of a Bubba 199 on Friday too.
Sure did.
Recovered from that. And then the Saturday party, and then Dan, any heat at home,
No, not at all.
I mean, they knew you were going to be gone.
Yeah, nothing. Zero.
Then I'm thinking that you just slid right into the carriage house.
Yes, I did.
No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, then.
How about you?
Oh yeah, no issues. I got home at like 12:30, 12:45.
Yeah, that's about the time I got home.
Didn't make it home. Didn't make it home.
Yeah.
Didn't make it
really?
home. Well, yeah, no, I stayed at Clem's Clubhouse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did that end up being
That was amazing.
okay? So
I felt so safe, and I was so happy that I was just alone. I didn't have to.
right. You're locked in. There's three.
I didn't have
there's
to
four,
like interact with anybody and be concerned about being weird.
Right. You can just lock. There's
Just
four
be
locked.
weird
There's
alone.
4 locked doors.
Yes.
For somebody to get to you.
Yes.
The gate, the side door, the upstairs door, and your door.
Yes.
So you just lock yourself in
and just be
and
alone
just be
and
weirded
weird.
out.
Yes.
Fantastic.
How long did you feel weird for?
I felt fine by the time that we got here, and then I had some like effed up dreams, but probably around 7 a.m. is when I fully fell asleep peacefully.
7 a.m.?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You didn't go to bed till 7?
No, I mean, I was probably up every 20 minutes. I was just having like weird, funky, messed up dreams. Yeah. Wasn't great, but it's okay. We're good. I made it through.
We're good.
I made it through.
We got
Kind of.
something to talk about. Nick Hogan got arrested for DUI.
He did not make it through.
And we got kind of the scoop on it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we were within 2 minutes. We were within 2 minutes of scooping. No, were we within 2 minutes of scooping TMZ on at least on Twitter? I think.
Yeah, they only.
I think
put
they
the-
had
the-
it. I think they had it out. It happened like at 2:13 Saturday afternoon.
No, it was 2:13 in the morning.
2:13 Friday night.
What?
Saturday morning.
Saturday
got
morning.
busted like 4 a.m.
Well,
but
Friday night, Saturday morning.
When did the story break?
What time? I know we
Not till
broke
Saturday.
it. We broke it pretty early. And it's been doing well on our X. We'll talk about that next.
Your modern-day redneck solution to old-fashioned government-controlled radio.
Diabolic mind control.
Is Bubba the Love Sponge.
Are you in here?
Yes, I'm here.
Is there a reason why Macho Man keeps maybe maybe I just made a mistake. I moved it over my down bar to the morning show from 199 and from the Shannon thing. So he moved it back over, but I need this screen up here. So maybe if he needs the other screen up, then just tell me. But I don't think he does.
But if he does, I'll just tell him to try to keep putting it back when he's done. That's all right now. Just always go to that one and done with it. Just stick to that one, right? The one you have up?
Yeah.
Whenever he's done.
Oh, Dan, you're gonna be happy.
Why?
I can't tell you right now.
Oh,
I know your spontaneous happiness on the air.
Okay.
What was the final on the Bucks?
I don't remember. I think they lost by 2 touchdowns. San Francisco's good. Bucks are not.
What?
San Francisco's a good team. The Bucks are not a good team.
Packers play on Thanksgiving. What
Dallas.
a quick turnaround.
They're playing Dallas?
Mm-mm.
Detroit?
Mm-hmm. And I think Detroit's coming off a bye week. I don't think Detroit.
What's the Jets record right now? Are they upside down?
Oh no, Detroit beat the Bears. The Jets, they are 4-6.
Yeah, they're fucked.
Oh.
So there'd be no reason for Aaron Rodgers to come back.
Let's say started winning.
Vegetables are still out there.
Huh?
The vegetables in the cooler on us.
Yeah, I need to take those.
I will take them today. I'm sorry.
No, did Lummy Jonathan Morris give me that meat?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw Mershka.
The tomahawk steak, I think it was.
Was he there?
Someone said that he was there early, but I never saw him. I don't know if he was just staying out of your way or he was on the other opposite side of where we all were.
Did he and I have any interactions?
Not that I know of. Because I was always around your area, and I never saw him.
I didn't like being inside. It was too smoky.
Oh yeah, all the cigar smoke. Yeah, the outside's nice. The weather was good.
No.
The weather was almost too hot.
You know what was freaking me out?
Yeah.
You know that guy that had the one wonky eye?
Yeah. Sure.
I didn't know if that was me or him.
Probably you.
It was you. It was no wonky eyes.
Yeah.
I didn't see the wonky eyes.
Nope.
Now, honey,
Yes, brother.
do you think that I can navigate through HQ and they're ready for sign-ups?
Yeah, I mean, Mike Rowe was all about it this weekend.
Okay. So you had that conversation.
Yeah, and you start listening on that platform and sign up.
There's no remorse and no regret associated with anything they do.
You are refreshingly vulgar.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Been slow today, Lummy.
Yes, it has.
But as slow as we are. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. All at the Bubba Army. It's basically how we stay on the air. People pay for this stuff. And we appreciate you. Let me look at I think I got a PayPal deal that just came down. Let me look. Yes, of course. Bob Cook.
The great Bob Cook.
He said, I'll take another one of what I had on Friday night. Thank you, Bob Cook. I heard your cookies are infamous, my friend. So today, after the show, the exclusive podcast show that we do every week, we'll do that. And let me we're going to get into the Cardi B stuff, probably a little bit of the Saturday night stuff. And it'll be a very exclusive podcast, and you can get it wherever you get your podcasting stuff. It's called the Bubba Army Podcast. Or, Lummy, I am now going to, for the first time, talk about what we've been working on for quite a while.
Hall of Fame T-shirt, Will, $20 on the Cash App.
And I feel as if now we are at the position where we still have some upgrades to make, and there's still some infrastructure that we're doing, and some different ways to deliver content, and we still got quite a bit of work left on, but BubbaArmyRadio.com has now been officially reskinned and redone and updated, because BubbaArmyRadio.com will now take you to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Yes.
Like Bubba Army headquarters. Hello?
Yeah.
A little military feel. Mm-hmm. So BubbaArmyHQ.com is where you need to go. Now, within this, listen, BubbaArmyRadio.com, it had like Mad Monkey and, Cluster F, and it just had, it just was old. It was, what was it, Lummy, 12 years old?
2011.
When we first started it.
Yeah.
So if you go to Bubba Army HQ, now, specifically, I'm telling you to go to Bubba Army HQ if you want to listen to today's. Oh, hold on. Let me throw it back here. Don't want Dan to quite see that quite yet. If you wanted Lummy to listen to today's podcast, right?
Yes.
You could go to iHeart, Apple, Spotify, all of that, wherever you get Pandora, wherever you get it. You can't. Or I would ask you to go to stop. I don't want to see that picture. You could go to Bubba Army HQ, go down to listen. Let me see where I'm doing here.
Yep.
See where it says podcast.
Yes.
You go to Bubba Army podcast, and boom, there it is. Those are our last two. I mean, any podcast we've done, we just started doing podcasts a little bit different now, where we're doing 2 exclusive a week. And let me look at last Monday's exclusive and last Wednesday's exclusive. You click on that. Now, this is where you got to pay attention. You click on that. Well, you can't listen to it unless you're logged in and you have an account, or you enlist. And enlisting is just giving us creating a screen name and providing your email address. That's it. It's free.
Yep.
That's all we need. So you would enlist, and then you're going to have access. It tells you what. Dan, aren't you pretty amazed by all of this infrastructure we've built?
It's awesome. Yes, it's awesome.
So then you choose your plan. Let's say you just want to be a grunt, just a straight free deal. Here's what you're going to get. Bubba Army Radio, Bubba Army Podcast, and exclusive content and others. You can be a sergeant, and you get all of that, plus on-demand access, and I think the hot mic. Now, is the hot mic available to everybody?
The hot mic is not available to everybody. The hot mic is only available if you are a paid member.
So we should probably put on here, if you can put in your notes, hot mic, because that's kind of a thing. Then you can be a lieutenant, and then not only can you have on-demand access to the archives, but you can now also download them as well. So, but you don't need to, you can be free. Boom, enlist. You hit enlist, and then you sign up, and you start listening away. That's how I would prefer that you. Now, Dan, we got like an unbelievable search engine on this.
I saw that calendar. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that would just be for podcasts. But like, let's say we go to listen, Bubba Army Archives, and the search that we have on here. Let's type in Nick Hogan. Nick Hogan. It shows you, Dan, 296 times he was mentioned on Sirius XM.
It picks up Hogan, too.
What's that?
It picks up Hogan.
All right, so this is Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it picks up any word that you're typing in.
But, Dan, as you can see, it shows you whether it was on Sirius XM, you got BTLS, parodies and clips, knockout. I mean, again.
Wow.
And look at the Diacos. We got all of your guys' old shows. The shows we got shows up here that I don't even know we used to do. Like, for real. You wouldn't believe here, let me see. If you look at categories, here's our categories. Yeah. Dan, isn't this quite extensive?
Yeah.
Bubba Army Radio, Best of Bubba Army, The Morning Show, The Uncensored Show, Lummy Sports Show, Anna's Hummel Show, The Diacos.
372 episodes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dan's going to listen to every one of them.
Can't wait.
Cox, the Cox shows, which, by the way, we're adding 2 more years.
Yes, we are.
I don't know what moments mean, but parodies and clips, all the Sirius XM shows, then specialty shows, The Blind James, the BRN Intern Show, Ballistic Radio, Cleo's Closet, Cluster F, Daily Briefing, Dangerous Conversation, Dr. Joe Satterley, Football Fridays, From Wall Street to Main Street, Getting Woodsy with It, Hunting with the Beast, Hurricanes Rubber Room. You can see.
There's a lot.
Tuttle, Twisted Metal, Waking Up. I don't even know what Waking Up with Dougie is. I didn't even know we had a show called that.
Yeah, Wake Up Late.
Sam Simon, Matt Major, Magical Butter, The High Side, The First 52, The Beer Show. I got and this is everything that's on my entire library hard disks.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. I'm asking you today.
That must be a lot of work.
Oh, you have.
And there's more work.
No
to be
idea.
done.
There's more work. We're probably half at best done. So today, go to Bubba Army HQ, go to where it says listen, hit podcast. That's where today's podcast will be. And it'll say Bubba's exclusive podcast, November 20th, 2023. That's what it'll be listed as. Go to Bubba Army HQ to listen to it. Now, Dan, do you remember? And you gave me a little crap for it. And here, let me just go to, here we go. So at first, Dan, they didn't have you in the group shot, remember? And you were full hot on the deal, right?
Well, yeah, that was one of the things.
Look at the group shot now.
Nice.
Hey.
Look at that. It almost makes it look like it's kind of you more than me. Like you kind of look like
you're
the
in the middle,
forefront.
bro. You're in the middle.
We did leave one person out.
Well, we couldn't get Red in there.
Oh.
But Red is a co-host, but he's a tweener. You know, he does other things too.
Yeah.
He's on here. And then you can, so if you'd like to go to
Your
Bubba
pictures
Army,
look good, Bubba.
Everybody's does.
You look good.
Anna looks really good. Look at this. Look at Anna's pictures. A little shoulder action. Nice. So you can go, let's see, you want to see J.D. Acco. Boom. Look at that. You say you want to see Brian. Boom. The baby face. Dan's. You want to see the merch crit.
You're the highlight of one of the highlights of this weekend.
So you want to see Rat, the ginger of filthiness. What?
Was Jonathan Morris.
He looks drunk.
Yep, I was hammered.
He gave us a couple steaks. Did you get your steaks?
Yeah.
Bubba?
Yeah.
I ate my tomahawk, which is essentially like a giant ribeye, bone-in ribeye. Had that last night. It was delicious. But hearing him talk about Babyface,
I couldn't. I didn't.
Oh, you
wants to
actually
kill
saw
him?
him?
Yeah, he was there.
Oh,
the big guy, Jonathan Morris, right?
His hand was all messed up, right?
Yeah, he wants to literally chip Babyface.
What,
he's that mad
did
at him.
Babyface say some stuff about his product or something?
About his family.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Oh, he's mad.
Should we find the clip?
He said it's a good thing Babyface isn't here because I would be jacking him up and beating him in front of all you guys. He's that mad at him.
Oh, wow.
All right, so go to Bubba Army HQ. Bubba Army HQ. I think we're open for business. Sign up, or just be a grunt and get it for free. Or again, there's two levels: a $6.99 and a $10.99.
When you're a grunt, then you can stream the show also and listen live.
Right. So we're asking, and including the podcast. I'm no longer going to say go to iTunes, go to Apple, go to iHeart. I'm just going to say go to Bubba Army HQ, go to where it says listen, and hit download. I mean, go to podcast. It's only one of three ways. There's only three sections in the listen deal. And podcast is at the very bottom. Click on that. Register. Don't give me any money. I don't want your credit card or nothing. Just come up with a goofy-ass screen name and register. And you can listen to all the podcasts you want for free. Boom. So, Lummy, officially, as of now, I'm going to start pushing people to go to Bubba Army HQ because that is where everything is. Anything that you ever wanted. If, say you wanted to hear the July 14th show in 2006 on Sirius XM.
Yep.
Boom. It's there. It's there. You saw plus, or you can search things. Let's say you just want to hear every show that Tucker Carlson was in. Our search engine is unbelievable. Cost me $3,000 to buy the AI software to comb through Lummy, every one of our shows we've had up to then segment into different categories.
And it is going to get easier to search. So that's just right now, I'd say it's at a 70% searchability, and it will be 100%.
Yeah.
It will be so much better. You'll be able to tell, but just know that.
Please know this, that I'm probably a little premature and even like starting to promote this, but the people that have been, Micro and Tom Bean, they're like, no, I think we can kind of soft launch it. And Lummy and Macho Man and Rhett and Micro and Cameron and Tom Bean all know, Lummy, that we have, we're probably, 70% complete?
Yes.
And so there's 30% that we still have to do. We got 2 years of cock shows to put up. We got just some maneuverability and different aspects of, some debugging to do. So if you get into a situation where something's not working or something, email us and tell us the functionality that's not working. Well, I mean, getting this into the marketplace and having people use it will also get us up to speed on what's broken or what, this particular link doesn't work or I can't get this to work. And you can email us and we will fix it.
And also, it looks really, and it's compatible with your phones. The old Bubba Army radio was such a pain in the ass to scroll and do everything on your phone.
That's really important too, because things that aren't optimized for the phone are so frustrating to navigate.
Yeah, this is not a desktop only deal.
Yeah,
just literally open up your Safari or whatever you use as a web browser and type in BubbaArmyHQ.com. We don't even have to have an app. Like literally, just go to that, and you will be well on your way to anything that you can do on your laptop. You can do on your phone. And I really think that the pictures are updated. It's our new little shiny toy, Lummy. And this is where we want to navigate everybody that really wants to be Bubba Army and knows the ins and outs and hear every show. Like, look at the BTLS Morning Show, Bubba Uncensored, the Anna Hummel Show, Lummy Sports Show, the Best of Bubba. So that's our current lineup, and then archives. You want to go into anything that we've done from back in the day.
Yep.
Keyword search, or category search, or year search, or month search. Like it's quite extensive. Then of course Bubba Army, the merchandise store is listed on there, and then Lummy, we have a whole bunch of every way you can watch us on there as well.
Correct.
Facebook, Kick, Locals, Rumble, TikTok, Twitch, X, YouTube. I mean, like Danny, this thing is kick ass. And then Lummy, you got your little hamburger gimmick over there.
Sure, yep.
Hit that, and then boom, it gives you all that in a little short form, Willie. This is pretty badass.
And it has a live chat option if you do have any questions.
Yes, you can chat with HQ.
Yes, you can.
Can I hit chat with HQ and be like, where's Bubba right now?
Of course, someone should respond.
Really? For real?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
I mean,
hi.
Oh, you got to sign up.
Oh, I got to see it makes you sign up. I can't sign up.
But that's one way to sign up. There you go.
Yeah, sign up.
So the site is slowing down because we do have a lot of traffic right now.
Hold on.
So if people are having trouble signing up, that's why. Just wait till later today if that's happening.
So hold on. Hold on. So the first. Let me see if I get this straight, Rhett. Please tell me the truth. The first time they tell me it's going to be okay. We got just a couple little things, but the first time I promote it, it's already locked it up.
Yeah, Macho's not able to log in, so
I'm getting a gateway timeout. So we need to.
There's too many people.
Yeah.
Can we privately get a hold of Ro and say, listen, Ro,
I'm gonna take a screenshot.
Bubba's not real happy. Like the very first time, you tell him it's good. I mean, let's soft launch you a little bit, navigate it through, tell people about it, and we're locked up on the first time.
This reminds me of back in the serious days when Russ would always say, "Yeah, our site, we got so many servers, it's never going to crash." You'd talk about it, and it would crash after 5 minutes.
Yeah, I got to finish my green beans. Okay, I'll get through this.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Hey, we'll be right back.
Plate eating on a plate ASMR.
Yeah.
Sure is. I'm enjoying it.
Lummy, we broken?
Yeah, Bubba Army, man. When you talk about it, they go.
I mean, but like,
I don't think Mike Bro knew how big the Bubba Army is.
You never notice on me like it almost makes me
It's not bound close.
mad in the fact that this happens every time. Oh, you grab that and just put it in the
And you warn them about it. And I remember you in the meeting saying, "Are you sure?" Because when we talk about it, oh no, we're
just rinse it off.
I will.
Yeah, can you give me another drink?
Yeah. Sorry, I got one. Oh, are you good?
You go, babe.
Bound close. Bound boy.
Hi, everybody on YouTube. Hi. Hi.
That's a bound boy. Where you want from Biggie? 72, 75.
Let me
Yes, sir.
tell them to be ready to talk. I want to talk about Bubba Army HQ on the air.
With Macho now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Macho, you said yes. Got it.
Verb.
Let me this next Nick Hogan talk probably needs to be a standalone.
Okay.
Really it does.
Oh no, 100%.
because I got something to say.
Okay.
You don't even know what I'm going to say.
Uh-oh.
I'm probably gonna
No, you.
Time to draw the line.
Welcome to new levels of insanity and depravity.
Yeah, we're talking about
Bubba the Love Sponge.
BubbaArmyHQ.com. I'm going to crush this bitch. I want Mike Rowe to see just an example of the Bubba Army, and when we got something new for them to look at and maybe participate in to this level, where we've taken Bubba Army Radio after 12 years and reskinned it and redid it and completely refreshed it to the tune of we spent, a lot of money on making sure that this thing is going to be the best, all Bubba. Like, if you need to get your Bubba on, this is where you would go. That and maybe our YouTube channel.
Yep.
Visually, our YouTube channel, which we're over 100,000 subscribers on that. And this would be all you need. And in fact, if you went to BubbaArmyHQ.com and you wanted to link it to, and you look, all you have to do is go to watch, and it'll show you all the places that you can watch. even our Twitter/X page.
Yep.
So BubbaArmyHQ.com is your one-stop shopping. Make sure you at least enlist to be a grunt, which is free, and you can listen to the show. And more importantly, you can go get that podcast. Look at that, drop down Willie. Go over to where it says listen, Bubba Army Radio, show. No, I want to hear today's podcast. I want to hear the exclusive Monday, November 20th podcast. Boom, hit that. And you don't have to jump through the iTunes or the iHeart or the TuneIn or the Spotify or any of that nonsense. Bubba Army HQ. Now, Lummy, I've been told that it's getting crushed so bad that we may have crushed it to oblivion.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can't even get on it right now.
Okay, well, everybody continue to try to go there and look at the pictures. Just navigate around. Just navigate around and realize how slick and good we finally got a web page that I'm proud of. Has all of our pictures. It has us as a crew. It has, schedule, shows, listen, watch, shop, connect, enlist. Then you can search through keywords, categories, months, years, keywords, blah, blah, blah. This thing kicks ass. BubbaArmyHQ.com. Please. Now, Lummy, I wonder if, Dan, I'm going to probably I might need a little bit of your direction here.
Sure.
All right. First of all, Nick Hogan arrested for a DUI late Friday night, early Saturday morning at about 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's just I don't think anybody got hurt. I don't know if he had any passengers. I don't know, but he just this particular DUI is just a standard. You've been drinking too much. We pulled you over. Thank God you didn't hit nothing. Thank God you didn't kill and paralyze somebody.
Again.
Yeah. Thank God this isn't Nick Hogan, potential DUI part 1, and this is part 2.
I like that.
Because this one doesn't seem to be, this is kind of a nothing burger. I'm sure, I don't even know. Dan, will they be able to figure in his sentence, his prior, or is that not discoverable?
With DUIs, it is. It's statutory. If you have a DUI, the second DUI, there's different guidelines on.
Yeah, but this is his one was in 07. So you're talking about, but hold on. You're talking about literally what, 10, 14, 20 years? No, 14 years. Can that play into account during sentencing for this one?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh.
Even if you had one that long ago, huh?
Yes.
All right. So Nick Hogan, here, I'll just read the story. Nick Hogan, son of Hulk Hogan's son, Nick Hogan, found himself in jail early this weekend because he got arrested for a DUI, and the location is notable. Where is the location? Is it right in front of isn't it right in front of his dad's beach club?
I think that's where he was coming back from?
According to online records, Nick got busted Saturday morning just before 4 a.m. in Clearwater, Florida, where the cops booked him on suspicion of driving under the influence, noting he allegedly refused to submit to a sobriety test. Which, Dan, don't the lawyers usually tell you don't do a sobriety? Because now it gives
them evidence.
Right. So if you go, no, I'm not going to do your field sobriety, I think that's an instantaneous, you're going to jail. But in the fighting process of this, it might make it easier for it's probably what your attorney would want you to do.
Well, you're probably going to jail no matter what. And the less evidence you give them, the better for your case.
Right.
And so going through the whole DUI routine with the finger to the nose and then the stagmus and the walking in straight
all
lines
they do is just
hopping.
build in their case.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The extra circumstances that led up to the arrest are unclear for now, but they're logging. They're logging or lodging. Logging. Is that logging or lodging?
Logging.
Okay, but they're logging this as a misdemeanor, and they had Nick pose for his mugshot while being processed. As of this writing, he hasn't been released from custody. Now, this was at 2:10. Okay, so this is Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This report is from 2:10, Lummy, on the 18th. So the 18th was Saturday. So this is Saturday afternoon. As of 2:10, he still was in jail and still in custody.
Is it one of those things you think maybe a tough love? Like, listen, you dumbass, you got another DUI. I'm going to just let you sit in jail for a while.
No, Hogan's soft.
It looks like he got released at 7:30.
No, they probably need him. He might have been, like a lot of times, Dan, they won't let you out until you blow sober.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it's like maybe 5 hours past that.
Hi, my name is Sober.
It's on its face, seems as a simple DUI arrest, which, while serious, wouldn't normally be all that big of a deal, especially if nobody got hurt. However, Nick had previously been involved in a scary car accident back in the 2000s when he was just a teen, also in Clearwater. It is well-documented saga at the time that Nick was driving with a Marine friend, John Graziano, who suffered a serious brain injury from the wreck but survived. Nick, who was 17 at the time, ultimately pleaded no contest to reckless driving involving serious bodily injury. In the lead up to the plea, now this is where I don't know that anybody knows, and I know for a fact, I don't think maybe I've
you touched on it,
hinted on it.
Yeah, you touched on it a little bit.
Then I'm going to hint on it again. In the lead up to the plea, cops alleged alcohol was involved. Nick went on to serve 8-month sentence behind bars in the aftermath. Now, I think there was within his in the alcoholic portion of his first wreck, there was alleged that Hogan and they had been at Shepherd's all day, and there were people that saw Nick consuming alcohol at Shepherd's.
Mm-hmm.
And so that led the state to believe that potentially there may be alcohol in, at this time, this 17-year-old system, which makes this a far different crime than just, vehicular. I don't know if they didn't call it vehicular man. Well, what?
It was vehicular manslaughter.
Well, not
even if the guy didn't die.
Anyway.
I guess vehicular. I mean, it's serious injury with the car.
Yeah.
So that he got in enough trouble with alcohol not being a factor. Had alcohol been a factor, Lummy, maybe you can find the original police report, but I thought that they did say there was a trace of alcohol, like just a very minute level.
Well, all it takes is a minute level for someone under 21 to be under a DUI because you're not allowed to drink.
Yeah, I was
gonna say. So it only takes a drop of alcohol in your system, and then you're a DUI.
Well, we're going to have to find, what the initial report was. But I'm just going to tell you, all I can really tell you right now is this, and this is very important. How much detail did I get into when I've talked about
you showing up at the
yes.
the hospital.
So
Oh, and by the way, and it says in August 2007 he was charged with DUI for underage drinking and also served jail time for 8 months. So they charged him with a DUI for underage drinking.
Yeah,
they did.
According to this report.
Any drinking underage is a DUI.
Well, I know this. I don't know what his levels were, but I probably helped tremendously make sure I would say his levels could have been tripled had I not done what I did. And that's all I'm going to say. I think statute of limitations has, we ain't
talking anymore about it.
Yeah. I think my statute of limitations of any potential crime I may have committed at the hospital is at this point negligible and not really a big deal. But I'm telling you, Lummy, if it wasn't for me, he would have been full-blown 3 times the amount. What did it say? Did it say what the amount was?
I'm still looking for it. In the first couple, they did not put what it was.
Yeah. So anyway, I just want to let you know, as I'm driving up to the hospital, I got Hogan on my phone, and he's like, "Listen, call such and such." So I called. I'm not even going to say who I called. And so I called who he told me to call, and that person gave me strict follow these instructions to the T of things that I needed to do when I got into that hospital. So when I pulled my Jag literally right up by the ambulance, and the cops all knew me at that point, and they knew I was there. They're like, "Hey, first room to your left," because they knew I was going to see Hogan. Hogan went out there and told the cops, "Hey, Bubba's coming up here, man. Can you get him to my room as fast as he can?" So I went into Hogan. I went into Hogan's room, and it was him and Nick only. Nick's crying, and Hogan's flipping out. And it was almost like I was Mr. Wolf. I'd been given directions, and I came in and did them, while trying to keep everybody calm. And I'm just telling you, I think I did my job quite efficiently, or he would have even been in more trouble. And I wish I could really get into, Dan, privately. Have I even told you privately what I did?
No, I didn't know anything about this, but I have an idea. I can't believe that he doesn't write you $1 million check every year.
No, hell no.
If I was him, it's shameless. It's freaking shameless. The amount of times you helped him, covered his ass, kept him and his family out of trouble, and then he gets $100 million settlement plus. He should be stroking you a check $1 million a year for the rest of your life.
Well,
you should have that annuity from him.
I'm just saying.
He's just, in my opinion.
Don't forget this. Don't forget this. Don't forget this.
One way.
Don't forget this, Dan. I also am the person that went in and testified on camera against Linda during their divorce.
I know.
And on camera, and they scheduled me for 4 hours. And after like 44 minutes, they canceled because I was just absolutely bringing it.
Right. I love when that happens. That happened to me once in a depot.
They're like, "Mr. Clem, have you seen anything?" Yeah, I've seen Linda flat out kick Brooke with heels on the shin and make it bleed. I've seen her call Nick a fat piece of crap that'll never amount to nothing and strike him.
She turned out to be right.
But as a mom, you probably shouldn't be saying that to your kid.
Yeah.
I'm like this and that and this and that, and I've seen her do cocaine, and I've seen her do all this, and they're like, Hogan and I are in the bathroom. He's like, "Man, brother, you're bringing it real way stiffer than I thought." And I go, "Do you want to win this bitch or not?" Boom, wins that. Then used my show excessive ad nauseum to lay out, Charlie's at my house working out on my equipment. Charlie's on my jet skis. Can you believe Linda is with this dude that's the same age as my son? Oh my God, he's driving my cars. He's on my. We could have you know what? Go join Bubba Army HQ and just type in Hulk Hogan. My God, you'll spend from now to the rest of your life listening to how many times he called my show, begging for something.
Oh, and helping Brooke get her numbers up for the MTV crap with her crappy album.
Call VH1.
Yeah, call VH1.
Whatever it was.
Or the fact that Hogan was such a pussy that he couldn't fire Ron Perlman, so he got me on the phone. I fired with
You had to fire Perlman?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. With him there verifying that I'm speaking on his behalf. So I'm like, listen, Ron, Lyndon and Terry just aren't happy with how things are going. They feel as if you're working them. So I just talked to and so I'd blown a phone call, Dan, into the top 40 Clear Channel at the time they had format like presidents, and so that they would be in charge of all country for all all of iHeart Clear Channel stations. Well, I had talked to the top 40 guy at that time. His name was Tom Pullman. He now runs it all. He was based out of Z100 in New York. And Mark Chase got me the number. I'm like, hey, Tom, it's Bubba. And I'm doing mornings for 98 Rock, so I'm kind of a big slinging D. He's like, hey, Bubba. I'm like, hey, can I send you Brooke Hogan's new top 40 song, and just let me know if she's got a chance. If there's, I'm kind of asking for a favor. Because the way things happen is that guy calls up all his top 40 reps. And they're like, hey, this is what we're playing this week. This, and this. This is what we're adding. This is what we're dropping. This is what we're pushing. Like, that's how it works. That's how corporate radio works nowadays.
Understood.
And exactly. Understood. Take your marching orders. Mm-hmm. So I send Brooke Hogan's, I forget, Scott Storch produced some stupid ass trying to be a black girl, Dan. You got a 6-foot blonde bitch. You got a 6-foot blonde bitch that's Hulk Hogan's daughter. I was telling you gotta go country. You gotta go country.
They'd accept you.
You gotta go country. They're gonna eat that up. African American little 19-year-old guys that are buying records or listening to me, they don't care about Hulk Hogan's daughter.
No.
But that guy from Tennessee who saw Hogan wrestle Jerry Lawler in Memphis, bitch, his daughter's going to like it.
Yep.
So I get the guy that's in charge of all the top 40 on I send him Brooks' record. And I was like, hey, man, can you get behind this as a favor? Because really, it wouldn't have been if she would have had a good record, Dan, it wouldn't have been unreasonable for him to call up Kiss FM in Los Angeles, Kiss Z100 in New York, all of their big top 40s, these stations that make all, when they're the ones that determine the hits, because the little radio stations see what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God, if you're in Fort Wayne, Indiana, you see what the guys in New York are playing. So you don't act like you're some hayseed from Fort Wayne, Indiana, trying to give the people of Fort Wayne what's cool pop culturally. So I give the guy the record. I go, hey, do you think you can do me a favor and get this in on some stations? And he's like, Bubba, it's horrible. Like he goes, I'd love to be able to say, yeah, we can sneak this in on a few stations, and I can tell a few PDs to play it. Maybe we get some traction that way. But it's just I can't play it. Like, it's going to be an obvious, I can't.
It sucks.
So I'm like, okay, thanks, Tom. Like, appreciate it. Appreciate the honesty. It's going to help me. So I go to Hogan, literally, I drive right off. I drive from Gandy. I just got done talking to Tom Pullman about 10:15 after my show. I drive over to Hogan's house. I get there about 11:15, and I'm like, hey, Hogan, listen, here's the deal. This new record that she's got, it sucks.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean it sucks? It's like, I'm like, just within the radio world, people that play top 40, like the programmers of these big radio stations that determine whether things get played or not, that I just talked to that guy, the equivalent to that guy with Clear Channel. At that point, this guy's controlling, like, Dan, you got to understand, that guy controlled probably at that time 250 top 40 stations.
Jesus.
Let's fudge some s'mores, 10,000 bits.
Oh my God. We needed that on the Twitch.
Yes.
Thank you. Rumble, Twitch, and YouTube today. No Facebook. We're down on bandwidth. Bubba Army HQ is sucking it all up. So, Dan, he tells me, see, now if it had been good, hard telling what could have happened. Guy says, hey, we're going to play the Brooke Hogan deal, and maybe there's a different path. So I go to Hogan. I'm like, listen, the guy's like, I can't get it played on FLZ. I can't get it played on Z1. Like, they just don't think it's that good. And he goes, we got to fire Perlman. he's the one that is. Now, at that time, Perlman had charged, Hogan might be like, I think Hogan might have been 4 or 5, 6, 7, maybe 5, 6, 700 into Perlman. Like, Perlman.
Paying him?
Yes. He'd paid Perlman like, probably $500,000 at that point.
Melissa Carpenter, $100. Venmo.
Always throws the Huns around. Love you, sweetie. Slow day today. So, Dan, this wasn't, hey, Perlman was shaking him down.
Wow, sounds like it.
And so
that's like, if you're a model and you're going to be a model, you shouldn't have to spend $5,000 to get a photo package and all this other stuff. That's part of the scam. If he's representing him, he should have been having to pay him. He should have taken a 10% or 15% management fee on the backside if you got anything successful for that paid. Paying him on the front side is lollipop.
Lummy Hall of Famer hierarchy, $250. It's $250 in the PayPal and Scout and Big Gulp. I've been downloading shows from HQ to get caught up from the vacation, so they're already up on Bubba Army HQ.
Awesome.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army. So Hogan makes me sit at his desk, and he leans over his desk, and I call Lou Pearlman, and I'm like, "Hey Lou, it's Bubba." He's like, "Hey Bubba." I go, "I'm here with Terry," and Hogan goes, "Hey, what's up, Lou?" So validating that Terry's there. I'm like, "Listen, Lou, Terry has asked me to let you go. His lawyers will be contacting your lawyers with regards to, just working this, unwinding this, however it needs to be unwound legally. Maybe you owe Terry some money back. I don't know. But Terry just wants to let you know he doesn't want you working. Like, you're done." He's like, "Terry?" He's like, "Terry, is that how you feel?" He's like, "Yes, yep. So I'm the one that I fired Lou Pearlman for him.
Nice.
But Hogan, Dan, from doing all of his dirty work in town to, walking him on the air through his divorce process. Remember, Lummy? He called the show. Oh. We were the first people that he called. Channel 10 and Channel 28 were trying to do an interview with him, and we were on Afternoon Drive on Sirius. It was like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, proceeding. And as he was officially divorced, Lummy, he was on the phone with us.
Yes, he was.
Hogan was.
Yep.
So we have done all of his dirty work. Plus, let's not forget my sex tape that he starred in made him a very wealthy man. And you can call me the bad guy all you want, but he was dead in the water. He once told Kevin Hazlett when he was at his lowest slump, when he was living with me, Dan, like in 2007, 2008, when Linda was leaving him and all this kind of deal, he once told Kevin, "I can't even get a job. Vince won't take my call. Jeez. Like, I can't even get a job." And then he gets $35 million from Gawker, and I heard, I don't know it to be true, but rumor has it from unreliable sources is that Cox wrote him a check for $55 million the day before Depos. That's a lot of money.
Sure is.
I need to tell you the Iggy, the hospital Iggy.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that.
And then
one.
you might be able to give me your opinion on it without talking about what I did. Maybe just give your opinion of it. Lummy, Dan, you'd probably recommend me talking about that on the podcast today, right? Like, sure. Laying it all out. Well, you know what? Let me tell you. I'm just going to lay it all out for you, and then you tell me whether I can say it or not.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
And this is a hit town, and I'm a hit deputy doing a hit job in a hit jail.
Oh, there's 2 clips so far up that from Nick's.
Oh, I see him. I'll be looking for him, and if more come, let me know.
Okay.
Come on, Dan.
Yeah, let's go, Brandon. What's up, Barbara? You gonna be old man?
Doing that walk-in.
Yeah, it is a reason. I'm pretty sure. I think there's an option in on there. You can do that. I think you get $10 discount. Good morning, Jake. Let's see. I'm pretty sure.
Is that Permagrom?
It should do an annual.
Oh, more hostages?
I'll tell you right now.
Am I seeing that right? Morning on is a smoke show. Yeah, spent a bunch of time getting ready on Saturday. Seen by no one. That's okay.
Yeah. That's his every. Yeah, there's an annual in there. For sergeant, it'd be $69.99 for the year. And for lieutenant, it'd be $109 per year.
Did you know that Emmanuel Macron's wife, you know when they got together? When he was 15 and she was 40.
Yeah. That's
It's like, okay, I get why you want to maybe blast like your hot teacher, but you're not supposed to marry her and be with her forever. There's a 25-year age difference between those two.
They're still married now?
Yes.
Really?
It's like the only pussy he's ever gotten was a dry one. So sad. And he's like good looking. He's the leader of like one of the most powerful countries in the world. Motherfucker's been banging an old lady the whole time.
He's probably got some side.
I fucking hope so. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Oh, thank you, Steve, the grumpy old man. I didn't realize they got together when he was 15 and she was 40. Fucking predator.
No. So.
No.
Flowers and Spencer. Caviar. So coffee, Maritides Keeple. Thank you, Melissa Carpenter.
Lisa Carpenter.
For turkeys. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yep.
25th
I can't
Sky.
believe it's on fucking Thursday. Oh, baby.
It was good when it first started out.
So, you know, he's screaming.
Probably not. It's the dinner, Bubba.
Oh, yeah. Only I care, Big Red. Oh, not Big Red. Big Red's nice to me.
Lummy, is he in here?
Yes.
Is HQ getting crushed?
You can get back on now. I think a lot of people, but yeah, we're getting a lot of subscriptions. A lot of people are chatting.
Good morning, Holyoke Joe.
What's that?
Yeah, it's getting crushed by signups. It's getting crushed.
Oh, frig, yeah.
So Tom Bean says it's working again. So maybe they turned up the sheens. What's up, Red Wave? Two keys. $80. Felix. Say it, Iggy.
The Love Sponge.
Broadcasting from a bricked-in parking garage near the flight path of a major American airport. It's time to turn out the propaganda and manipulate some minds. Now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Dan, I told Dan the Reader's Digest version of the story, the big Bubba at the hospital that Nick Hogan went to after his damn near deadly crash of Graziano, and my actions. And Dan says we cannot speak of those on the air. Nope. Ever in the history of my life.
Nope. Oh, wow.
That's pretty serious.
That's what he said.
Wow.
But Dan, nonetheless, first one of the day, first one in a long time.
Brilliant.
Don't you think that brilliant?
Brilliant.
I mean,
brilliant.
And probably effective.
Perfect.
Lummy, we've been told by the great Tom Bean that we added some more squirrels.
Yeah, they're running.
We added some, maybe a couple more solar strips.
Yes.
To Bubba Army HQ, and it might be available for you to go and peruse around. Even if you just look at the various functions and the pictures, it's got up to date pictures of all of us. It's got group shots. It's got, look at Jay. It's got, the schedule. It's got a lot of really neat things to go look at, and then just enlist.
Yep.
Make a screen name, enlist, and then you can start, firstly, you can go get our podcast today. Boom. Hit where it says listen, go down to the podcast. You're enlisted, which costs you nothing. And you can download our podcast and listen to it at your leisure. We appreciate it. So let me hopefully Bubba Army. Look at Dan. It's pretty damn serious right here.
He's not messing around.
I mean, you look like you're poking the Pillsbury Doughboy.
I know.
Anna?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see.
You either go serious or smiles.
Merch Crick. I don't know. I was like, put the Merch Crick in there. Trying to get herself figured right in there.
The Merch Crick Mafia.
And then Rhett's like, man, where are the Crest White strips? And then
just aiming.
And Jay looks actually pretty. Babyface even looks snowflake.
Looks like he's telling on someone.
Yeah, it does.
He did it.
He's being a Karen.
Oh.
I look like I'm yelling at Anna.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, so go there, man. Lummy, it's going to be interesting to see how many people sign up, and within you, you can meet the age. It's pretty cool because it actually has like.
I think they put Brian in front of you.
Oof.
No, I think it rotates.
Oh, okay.
It rotates.
Oh my God.
What Dan? What is your bio? Do you have a bio?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's hit Dan's bio here. Co-host Dan, a.k.a. the smartest man I know, Bubba. After graduating valedictorian and Rotary Student of the Year from Northeast High School in St. Petersburg, Dr. Dan Diaco chose Duke University to prepare himself for medical career and graduated cum laude, whatever the hell it's supposed to say. How do you say that word?
Cum laude.
Yeah,
means
that too.
With praise.
I understand. I never even came close to that. He selected the University of Florida College of Medicine in Gainesville. I mean, all this is just straight pimp. Following his medical training at UF, Dr. Dan Diaco completed his residency at Louisiana State in New Orleans. He continued to excel in medicine, being named the 1993 Intern of the Year at the Charity Hospital in New Orleans. It was during his training at LSU that Dr. Dan chose plastic and reconstructive surgery as his area of expertise. Upon selecting a specialty, Dr. Dan Diaco was pleased to learn that his final training would return him to the Tampa Bay area where he grew up. He returned to Tampa in 95, began subspecialized training in plastic and reconstructive surgery at the University of South Florida College of Medicine. Dr. Dan then served as the chief plastic of all surgeons at St. Joe's for 4 years and was a team physician for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's been married to Romina D'Amaco. for 17 years. I have 2 kids, Sophia and Danny. Favorite things coming soon.
See, that threw me off for a second when I was reading that.
Yeah,
I
can fill that in. Favorite things himself.
No, I just read it as like parting soon.
Yeah. Pet peeves.
Parting too soon.
Pet peeves. Something being somebody has something he doesn't have. Celebrity crush, Bubba.
Yeah.
Look at that photo. Look at that little photo gallery. And then look at there's various videos of Dan. So like this is pretty in depth.
Yes,
you
it
can
is.
and you can pick anybody. Let's see if they do the same thing for like let me see. Where do we go to this again?
The crew.
Let's see Lummies.
Let's see what Lummies. Let's see what it says about you. Hey, it's Lummy. I'm a co-host and the show historian, even though I lost the history book.
Well, we know what it is. It's at the dump.
We were told to write it first person. I like the third person.
I am also the goat whisperer, taking care of the show goats, Baby and Hootie. My sign is a Cancer, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm enjoying time at home with my wife and son. I am born and raised in Florida.
I am born in Florida.
Well, at least it's on brand. He wrote it. You know he wrote it.
It's on. Hold on. Anna's right. It's on brand. Dan,
Yeah,
shut
right.
up.
Yeah, Dan. Okay.
That's how he would say, I am born and raised.
Did you write it with a crayon?
Yes.
Yeah, I was born in Madeira Beach. That makes everybody automatically think of one thing.
Yes,
Madeira Beach. Home of where Bubba got Poopy D. Before moving to Indian Rocks Beach, I grew up playing baseball, basketball, and football. And after graduating high school, I began my college career at PHCC to play baseball. I had a full ride scholarship for LSU, but I decided Pasco County Community College to play baseball. Brilliant.
Perfect.
That didn't work out, so I decided to move around to different colleges until I decided to land at the University of South Florida, and I didn't play there either. During my collegiate time, I had the opportunity to intern for Bubba the Love Sponge show during the Sirius XM. Blah, 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 blah. I just don't want to read it all, Lummy.
Oh, no, I don't blame you.
After 8 years, it was my time to turn my true passion. In 2008, I returned to the show in a hybrid role, while still owning my seafood company. Oh, Lummy, why'd you put that in there? That one didn't go too good.
It was part of my life.
History.
Yeah, I spent 8 years in it.
Did you put I lost it all in there?
Anything about Peruvians? Dirty Peruvians?
I did own a seafood company, and I got it stolen right away from me.
Yeah, but Joey Logano and the Peruvian.
You should have put that in there.
Joey Logano had something to do with it?
I returned to the show in a hybrid role while still owning my seafood company that was subsequently stolen from me by Joey Logano and a filthy Peruvian.
Yep.
How could you let a guy with an IQ of 40 steal something from you?
Well, I'm just saying you need to put
really
that
know
part
the
in
answer
there.
To that question.
In 2020, I made the
somebody.
full jump to co-host for the greatest show around, and I'm married to wonderful wife Ashley, and I have an amazing son Walker. Looks like Ashley wrote this.
No, she did not.
No, she
did not. She wouldn't say I am born.
Hold on.
What?
Celebrity crush Kate Upton and Dr. Dan Diaco. Where am I?
I put Bubba in there.
Where?
I don't know. They didn't put it. I didn't copy and paste this.
Where?
It's my guy's fault.
I'll send you my email.
What?
And I even put
they jobbed me out on some of my info.
Yeah,
too,
they didn't put you in there. It was technically supposed to be Bubba number one.
You know what? Until I see the email, man, it didn't happen.
I'll send it to you because I put, well, of course, Bubba, but if I have to pick someone besides Bubba, I put Kate Upton and Dr.
Well, then
Dan
that's
Diaco.
automatically telling them not to put me in there.
Well, no, because they told me not to put you in there.
If you put it's Bubba, but if I have to pick somebody besides Bubba, then I would interpret that if I was a guy inputting that information into this web
They
page.
told me, just like the favorite podcast. I said, well, Bubba Army. They're like, no, you got to give, so people know, what else you listen to.
Well, Dr. Dan's not any different than me. He's on the show, dumbasses.
Dr. Dan didn't answer anything.
No, I'm saying they put Dr. Dan down. That's the same as putting me down. If you're going to try to keep somebody off, because they're related to the show, so you don't put that down. Dan's just if I think you didn't put me in there.
I did put you in there.
I don't think you did.
I'll send you the message. At least mine has it.
Favorite podcast, the Dan Bonagino and Ben Shapiro. How about the Bubba the Love Sponge
I
show?
just said that.
Yeah.
They just said not to do that.
And you're not staying true to the game.
Well, I will talk to Mike Rowe today.
I wonder what the Merge Crick wrote down. Oh, my God.
I actually read that one.
15
Rhett's
minutes
really
today,
tore
right,
up about
Lummy?
him not being in the group shot, by the way. We got to get that fixed.
Who needs to fix what now?
Rhett needs to be back in the group shot. He's really tore up about that.
Did she put Celebrity Crush You? Merge Crick?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, we got to find
Oh,
out.
hold on. Let me see.
No, you're not. See, they did for some
LL
reason.
Cool J.
Julia Roberts.
LL Cool J.
Johnny Depp and Julia Roberts.
Wow.
That's an interesting,
That's an interesting
trio.
threesome. Yeah.
She's got a lot of range.
Yeah.
And it ain't Bubba the Love Sponge.
LL Cool J.
Oh, dear. Is that how you feel right now? That look on your face?
Does anybody know what I'm playing right now?
LL Cool J?
Cool J?
How about this one?
How'd you have that pot hit up so fast?
Oh, that one's not going. Oh.
About head sprung. It's a good one.
I'm the type of guy that likes. This is one of LL's big hits.
Yep. I'm the kind of guy.
It's like being, but this on. You've never heard this song. This is about LL being. This is about LL being real shady.
Okay.
Like being like just here. Listen. It's like if you were talking about Dan versus Brian Bertroni.
Bertroni?
Yeah.
Got it.
Dan is LL, and the guy that the LL's talking about is Matroni.
Got it.
Dan, don't you think that would be a good analogy?
Perfect.
Here we go. Yeah. So let's keep that mindset.
Okay.
While you listen to the song. Don't forget BubbaArmyHQ.com. It's live now, and we're tweaking it. Thank you. Dan, all you needed to do was ask for the phone number. This other guy had to go out and buy her a bunch of stuff, right?
Yep.
Word.
Yeah. He's like, you're the guy who went up there and did Love Story all night long, but I'm the guy that's swinging in here at one, blasting the hell out of it, cousin. This was a big hit, Anna. This was a big hit.
I believe it.
And it's kind of naughty. I don't know in today's woke-ass society, Dan, that you can even sing this song.
Sure you
Talking
can.
about how a guy's a pussy and how you're a stud.
You can sing it.
Man, I didn't even realize how swag that was, right? This is Dan at med school. This is Dan on a Tuesday.
It's a similar format to My D by Mickey Avalon.
Yeah. This was way before my D.
Oh,
though.
I know.
All right, I've heard enough.
Break it down.
We've heard enough. So anyway, Lummy, Bubba Army HQ.
Yes, please go.
.com, and I think that we're going to continue to get it better. We're going to see if we can get Rhett in the group shot, but it's really, really, we're putting the final touches on it, and I hope a bunch of people sign up and download and stream and get the hot mic, and it's one-stop shopping. Appreciate you if you guys go over there and sign up and peruse around and look around. It's pretty cool. Donald Trump opens up. Did you guys see that he's opened up a 39-point lead now?
Wow, yeah. That's insane.
39-point lead, and all he's got to do to win the damn thing is just say I got Nikki Haley coming in as a VP. I mean, you got every potential angle covered at that point, and she softens you. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of people that don't like Trump, and I'm not trying to make this a big Trump deal, but I think that he's considered a prick. He's considered, a hothead. I think that she kind of evens the ticket out a little bit, and it's certainly the females that he may have lost in his brashness might come back with a Nikki Haley VP.
Well, a couple people kind of have soured on Nikki Haley in the last
Why?
week with her social media.
Ramaswamy comments.
Well, the social media, how you can't be anonymous and you'll be, banned from, and you got to register. And also, a lot of people said, she's really for war. So,
yeah, but how much is that true?
Well, she's the one who said that the social media banned for anonymous posters.
First of all,
do
you really disagree with that?
Do
you think that people should be able to troll people anonymously and try to get them, try to get them canceled anonymously? If you're going to throw a dart, show where the dart came from.
There's a part of me, Dan, that says, no, I don't want you to anonymously be able to do that. But I very much suffer from it. But there's also a part of me that says that's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope in the overall, First Amendment,
Shouldn't it be left up to the companies to decide how they want to handle that instead of mandating it? Like if Twitter wants to say, hey, listen, you have to be verified in order to be on X, then fine. But to mandate it by law seems to be a bit unfair.
Yeah.
And she was calling, because did you watch the Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens deal?
No, but I need to
have
they
talked about that, and they played a clip of Nikki Haley saying that, say you have to register with your real name, and they were like, dude, Nikki Haley's not even your real name. It's a nickname.
So am I kind of maybe not right by saying that he needs to is Haley not the sexy candidate that I thought would help him even out his ticket? What?
Vivek Ramaswamy made some comments about her that kind of did what Tulsi Gabbard did to Kamala Harris, kind of a thing. And I think Nikki Haley might be out after that, because he was basically just saying that she was like a grifter and that she was broke when she left as the UN ambassador, and then she did some deals with Boeing. She got on the board of Boeing and then became a millionaire. So people are just saying she's just in it for connections and clout.
Yeah, but
but who isn't though? So it's
you can say that. You literally could say that. I agree with that.
Yeah, but that's how politics goes.
You could say that about the Asawami guy.
Who?
Ramaswamy.
You can say that about him. You could say it about Chris Christie.
Yeah, Ramaswamy had Chinese companies. People were giving him grief for that. Then he's like, well, I learned after a while. But, no one's perfect.
Right.
And the bottom line is you need to find someone that's smart enough to handle the pressure.
How about Candace Owens?
She's not running.
She's not running. And it's funny because, black people they disown her. Black people's like, she ain't black, which is so offensive to hear.
Well, they call her the Uncle T. I don't know if you could say that.
Yeah, which is also offensive.
Yeah, no
Anytime you have any kind of black guy that's conservative or a black woman that's conservative, the mainstream media literally racially attacks them.
No doubt. Did you see what they did to Larry Elder when he was running for governor?
Oh, yeah.
It had some white woman who was dressed up like in a gorilla outfit and was trolling him on the streets, and no one did anything about it. I'm like, that is some racist BS right there. No one cared because he's a conservative.
Mm-hmm.
It was disgusting.
So who does Trump? Who do you think Trump? If you're 39 points ahead of your next guy, I think it's pretty much locked in that he's going to be the candidate. Now, it may not make a lot of people happy, and I'm not trying to say that that's necessarily my pick, but if you're just looking at the straight stats right now, and a guy's got a 39-point lead, and he's never ever been to any of the debates, obviously the party thinks that everything is so screwed up that his brashness and coming in like a wrecking ball is what we need. Well, don't you think you probably need to start talking about who his potential VP candidate is? That can probably, if you're Donald Trump, you're trying to get somebody, not like Mike Pence, who just is a push, nobody really cared about, maybe got you a little bit of the evangelical, but was just pretty much a dud. Like, for the most part, his next VP needs to be kind of an oh wow moment.
What, Kristi Noem?
No, I mean,
I could see Haley. I think Vivek Ramaswamy. I think Trump would feel like he wouldn't be able to control him as much as he could control Nikki Haley.
Yeah, and I think that whatever heat she's gotten is
Nikki Haley also did talk a bunch of crap
is
about
lukewarm.
Trump.
She did.
Yeah, but recently,
yeah, like I'd say in the last 6 months, to
Like
a year.
what? Nothing that can't be undone. I mean, Kamala Harris called Biden a racist, so
Yeah,
she got VP.
Well, they didn't want her as VP, but
yeah, I'm just saying.
So what did Nikki
They
Haley
just said
say?
he was a bad president and he wouldn't be good for the country.
No,
Things
she
like that.
said.
She said there was a time for him then, but
right.
not now.
She said, Lummy, he was the right guy then. He's not the right guy now.
And that insulated her, I think.
And that probably is somewhat true, but not unfortunately, but just in the overall scheme of things, he's going to win the candidacy. So if you're Nikki Haley, man, I'd stop pushing the gas on that, because I think there's a chance he could ask you to be VP, and the more stuff that you do of that makes it dumb for him to to align himself with you.
Jay's here.
Oh, Jay's here? Right on time, too.
Good morning.
How you doing, bud?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. What'd you do this weekend? I think as eventful of a weekend as we had. Man, did you hear about the Saturday Night Express?
I heard a little bit about it this morning. I haven't heard from Danny yet. I haven't had heard the first account yet.
Well, Dan is just. We have a whole new appreciation for Dan and just his ability to. I'm going to leave it very loose to do stuff and just be able just to forge right on through like nothing's like He's a monster.
He is.
He is a monster.
Yes, a beast, some would say.
But so's Jay. I've been at BARP with Jay before. We've thrown down some stuff, and he's like, "What? I'm like wrecked." And he's like, "What? You got two more of them gimmicks? What? So Jay might be on your level.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. Oh, he is. Yeah. Jay would have had a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if we would have given Jay the exact same thing that you took, Dan, alcohol and stuff
for sleep,
what do you think, Jay? Would Jay have been able to be as functional as you?
100%.
Really?
Wow.
Just in your blood.
He's a rock star.
So, Jay, maybe next year you can go, bud. I know it was 50-50 up in the air. You might go this past time, but
wow, Jay, I didn't know you were that much fun.
I wasn't sure.
Oh, Jay can be.
Jay can be fun.
Jay's fun, but Dan's like fun.
No, I try not to do
Dan's
that.
like really fun, but I didn't know Jay was that fun.
Jay tempers his fun, but he's having fun.
He has responsible fun, which is less fun.
No,
I have to put up a front. I can't let everyone know how much fun I'm having inside my head.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing about Jay. He does kind of temper his fun sometimes. Like you won't see Jay just flat out as uncontrollable as Dan.
But inside I am.
Inside he might
head
be.
I am.
Oh.
Dan's like a wild cat that you're taking to the vet. He is just 1,000 miles an hour.
He's so fun to go on those things with. And honestly, one of the reasons I didn't go is I didn't want to jump into that dynamic because I didn't think you were really expecting me. So I figured, 50-50, come if you can, come if you don't. I just figured I'd let you guys go do your deal because Danny's really fun in those situations.
I wasn't
the best.
really expecting you,
right?
But it would have been kind of a neat thing if you'd been there. And I just wanted it. I wanted the invitation to feel like this. And Dan and I had talked that he think that this is the way you interpreted it. But I wanted you to feel like, hey, if you can make it, love to have you. But we're not going to be, all mad and stuff if you can't make it.
That's right.
But if you got a chance, come on down.
That's
and
right.
You had your family. You'd just gotten back from Costa Rica. You probably made the right decision. But
I will say this though: upon leaving the BRN, the conversation was about Jay and how you wish he was there.
Yeah, exactly.
That was like the first thing.
Next time I can definitely do it.
Oddly enough, Anna, thank you for the article. 4 women, 2 daughters. Their mom and their grandma recently got together in Colorado for an emotional trip of their lives.
Oh.
They underwent psychedelic assisted. What was that? Psychocryotherapy using psilocybin.
Shrooming with your mom and your kids?
And your grandma. Shrooming with grandma.
Oh, my God.
The recent retreat, specifically tailored for women, was legal following the Colorado voters' decision last year to decriminalize mushroom use. Oh, that's cool.
Did they all end up in the back of the car crying?
No, just me.
I love you, honey. No, I love you, Mom.
No, more like, is that Satan? Get him away from me.
I didn't even know she was crying the entire time we were going home.
She was a mess.
Just in Susan's car.
Oh, you weren't crying in the Sprinter?
A little bit, yeah.
Like
you were.
I whimpered a little bit, but
She was crying.
She
cried.
Oh.
Yeah,
She got too buzzed.
I wept.
Oh yeah. Well,
You wept.
She went downhill instead of uphill.
and then I turned into Joe Biden.
I want you to stop finishing sentences and slur off words.
I would need assistance to walk to anywhere. I was
Exit
shuffling.
stage right.
I know I was shuffling.
He was doing the Parkinson shuffle.
Yeah, you were doing that when we had to take the picture. Merce Kirk was leading
And
you
then
up.
I remember when I take that picture, I remember looking at the railing and in my head saying,
"Gotta hold it,
grab it."
Yes,
and
I
then,
saw you look at it and think that.
Yeah, so I looked at it and it said grab it. So then I grabbed it. Well, then it felt really neat in my hand, like it felt super cool in my hand, like everything that I would touch.
You were just thinking about everything you were doing.
No, but anything I would touch, the height of the of the sensuality of it would be like even
the
touching.
tactile experience of touching it.
It's a euphoric experience
Yeah.
where everything just feels enhanced. Let me tell you the reason why I think I was so freaked out is my friend in college did what I did when we were in college, and she had a bad time and she peed her pants in front of everybody, and I thought that was gonna happen to me. So I was really freaked out because I'm like, I'm gonna pee my pants.
You just kept asking Mitch over and over. You're like, I just want to make sure I'm not the only person that's this messed up right now.
No, she was relying on me. Heavily on me.
That thought anchored me because I was like, okay, this is normal to have this effect. I'm not going crazy. So.
And I can always lean back, and I can always lean back on the fact that Bubba. I can also lean back on the fact that Bubba is probably in my same type condition, and so I'm not the only one just out here.
Yes, that thought anchored me.
But I never felt as if I was going to pee my pants. I never.
I understand you had a different experience, but you were having an experience, and that's all I wanted to know.
I did
having a bad experience, Bubba?
No,
Bubba was having the time of his life.
No, I was just
falling all over the place.
Anna was troubling, no one else was troubling.
They would walk me up to a client, and I would shake his hand, and I would just say, "I'm really chill right now."
Hi, I'm Bubba.
I'm Bubba. They'd be like, "Hey, Bubba," and I'd be like, "Hey, man, I'm just really chill, man. I'm just really chill."
You weren't afraid you were gonna like embarrass yourself?
If that's all you say, how can you? That was all I said.
Well, I mean, you like fell down and
no, I didn't fall down. Somebody
he didn't fall. He didn't stumble. The only thing is, you almost tripped on the paper bags.
Yeah, somebody put 2 paper bags in front of me,
with
son
stuff
of a
in
bitches.
And that's a Joe Biden excuse. You were like him.
And I was much like him, right? And then
fell over paper bags.
So listen to this. Hold on, Jay. So I'm riding this out at the very back part of the whole facility. Yeah. And Dan is up. By the way, Dan's like a cat. He's not. I mean, Dan should be in the car with Anna in a fetal position, crying based on volume. But Dan is like 100% cool guy in the pocket. He walks up to me. He knows I'm wrecked. He goes, "Hey," and I'm at this point. I've already called for the car to come pick us all up.
Yep.
I'm like, "What, Dan?" He goes, "Listen, buddy, I know you don't want to do it. I know you, but I know you can do it. You can do it." He's like, starts coaching me. I'm like, "What?" He goes, "They want to take a picture of her." I'm like, fine, I'll go there. So I stand up. Well, there's these 2 bags. I almost fall over, but I regain control.
Perfect.
Then I got the merch crick all over me, and I'm telling her, like, listen, stop fretting over me, because the more you fret over me, the more people are going to think that I can't.
Attention to it.
like I need help. So go help.
You did need help.
So I didn't tell her. I said, go help Anna. Okay? I heard she's in the back of Susan Poitras's car thinking that there's monsters getting her. Okay? I just need to take this picture, and then Dan will take care of me, okay? So then I look at the bottom of the stairs, and I see the railing, and I'm like, okay, grab railing, and then just real cool guy it up. Just super cool guy it, okay? So I was just like, hey, what's up, man? What's up, dog? Hey, what's up? And then Shannon goes, Shannon, put me where I need to be. So Shannon puts his arm around me, and I go, okay, tell me, just, let's just take some pictures here, and then, let me know when I can get out of here. Plus, you dirty crossed me because I wasn't supposed to go on the microphone, you mother effer.
He was the main one calling you up there, too.
I know.
What a jerk.
He was the one.
You knew it was coming. I mean, how could you not know
hold
it was
on.
going to
Are
come?
you not
Literally told
Are
him
you
the
not
day before.
I did. I heard that part.
No, you heard.
Yeah.
Where I said.
Don't make me come up there and do anything.
Yeah. So being my show attorney, buddy, how could you say anything? How could you say anything?
If I said that
different.
to Danny, I would expect that he's going to call me on stage.
Just
That's why.
I think when you're one of the largest talents on their station, and they're asking you to come to their event, and they have there's two big. Somebody find that for me.
See,
Where
I don't
that's
know
at.
your dynamic between you and Shannon.
I gotta find out where on the button bar is
because it just happened to you at the wedding. The same thing happened. Don't call me up there. Next thing you know, you're up there with a hilarious speech. I mean, this is kind of the way people set you up for this.
But
you weren't that wrecked then.
Somebody find it for me, Lummy, and then put it so I can play it for Jay.
Also, I sent you the group picture of us.
You did?
Yeah.
Is this where I was fully wrecked?
You don't look that bad actually in the picture. Like your eyes.
Is he wearing sunglasses?
They're open. No.
Oh.
He was good.
Oh, I look.
Yeah, you look awesome.
Yeah, I look good as hell.
Oh, yeah.
I got my one handler right here. I got Shannon right there.
Danny's holding you up.
Yeah, Danny's
from
literally
under your
holding me
left
up.
armpit.
Right. Yeah, it's good as hell.
Yeah.
I look good as hell there. Nice to meet all you guys.
All you guys do, and honest,
There it is, Bubba.
troubling in the back.
Car, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right.
And so, Jay, I knew that, we had the Sprinter, which adds a certain amount of we're going to partiness. We got the Sprinter, right?
Isn't that awesome?
And oh, my God.
Isn't Lo the best?
I love Rob. And Lo is just awesome,
the
too.
man.
But
And very
Rob, thank you.
understanding.
Thank you.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I mean, because you're dealing with us.
Poor
you
guy.
Talk about the high express. My Lord, I guarantee you that guy goes and tells some of his boys, man, I took these 8 white people to Orlando last weekend. And man, I got to tell you, I don't know, but man, I got to tell you, I had a doctor, a DJ, a big dumb guy, redheaded dude. They were, by the way, they for 30 minutes they were making fun of redheaded dudes.
That's his type of chick, though.
How gingers are making a run on the market, and how the average white guy ain't nothing but nothing. He's pure crap. And then there's just one chick. She was in the back she was crying and everything. So Jay, I just know we're gonna party. Going over there.
Right.
I just know traffic's always a bitch. And to deal with traffic straight sucks.
Did you feel like a baller rolling up in that thing?
Yeah, it was straight. It was awesome.
Isn't that honestly,
it was nice.
It's killer.
Don't you have one of those too?
Nope. I had a RV version of one of those, and then during the pandemic, and then I sold it.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to get one of those because those are pretty badass.
He does it for travel sport. He has a kid that plays soccer, Rob Elder, and so rather than sitting in a car and traveling all over the state, what he does is Lo drives him around the state, and then he and his buddies hang out.
I can't think of any better way to get to a ball game than that.
And he hangs out with his buddies in the air conditioning in between games. And
Dan, if we had to go to Orlando and see little Danny play this weekend, and we had to either just drive your car or my truck,
I'm taking the Sprinter,
or we could take that.
He hangs out with Norm, Dan. Their kids play soccer together.
Have a few cocktails, right, Dan? And when you show up, you'd be like, oh, okay, whatever.
How about the August heat? He's chilling in the AC.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, I know that I just don't like getting on microphones in front of public when I am not,
Well, at all, but especially when you're messed up.
And so we are supposedly arriving, like we're taking one of those like one of those Sprinter deals. So we're going to. So, Jay, I want you to make believe that if you were testifying in front of a judge, and this is the audio you have, and the client was trying to our radio station was trying to sue us for breach of we're just completely making stuff up now because our radio station over there loves how crazy they want us to be higher next time. But anyway, let's make believe, Jay, that the radio station was suing us for breach of contract for not showing up and being a little too wrecked and not getting on the microphone, and you were submitting to your honor, 2 days before the event. This conversation happened on their airwaves. So
okay.
Yeah, we're going to be as full. So we're going to be like having our own little party. We'll probably end up getting there just absolutely wrecked. I mean, Jay, can you be any more honest?
No, truth is an absolute defense.
Right. Hold on. To be honest with you.
Right. Good.
So as long as you can run interference with management, and I don't get in too much trouble for being like completely, not even responsive. I mean, and again, Jay, I couldn't have nailed it anymore.
I mean, that's truth in advertising.
All right. Like don't
unresponsive?
Yeah, well, I don't want you. Here's what I hate. I'm not good at talking in public, and you're real good at it. So if there's any announcements that need to be made on the microphone, can we let you do it? Because you're real good at it.
Sure,
like you're.
I'll handle it.
You're sure, buddy. I'll handle it. Really
That's
good
pretty
at
clear.
it. Like you're real, and I'm like, I need to be in my little bat cave with my little microphone, and nobody can see me in order for me to be my personality. I get a little scared in front of people. I'm a little shy.
Add on the pills that you'll be taking on the way
Yeah,
there.
I'm gonna be on. We're disclosing. I'm gonna be on pills. Listen, pills, and just I'm gonna be on. I'm gonna be jacked.
You're gonna be Joe Biden out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be Bubba Biden shuffling my.
accurate,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Anna.
be pilled beyond belief, and so if they're like, tell
But one
Shane
thing
and
you gotta be-
Stevie not to bring me up on
One thing you
microphone.
did-
So I mean, don't you think at that point, Jay, the
That's
judge
full
goes,
disclosure, Bubba.
Summary judgment for the plaintiff, for Mr. Clem.
Absolutely. No genuine issue of material facts, summary judgment for the plaintiff, Mr. Clem.
Yeah, see you later, JVC, man. I mean, he told you his first opening line was he was going to be wrecked when he got there.
As advertised.
So anyway, we had an absolute great time. And
Was the event well attended?
we think so.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
crowded.
no.
think so.
I've been told there was a brisk turnout. That's what I've been told.
1, 2, 3.
The audio torture never stops. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
You do a good job on the surgery today. Pay fucking attention now.
I will.
Don't get up in your head, motherfucker.
What's up there? How you doing? Morning, everybody.
Of a political candidate. They see it as a continuation of the greatest.
Oh man, he had some funny lines this weekend.
This is the greatest witch hunt that started with Russia, Russia, Russia. Remember that? He was with 4 hookers. You think that was good that night to go up and tell my wife, it's not true, darling. I love you very much. It's not true. Actually, that one she didn't believe because she said he's a germaphobe. He's not into that, you know?
He's talking about the golden shower there?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Showers, they say
She didn't believe that one because I'm a
I
germaphobe?
don't like that idea. No, I thought that would be a big problem. I was going to have a rough night, but that one she was very good on. She said, no, you're okay on that one.
What's up, fan in Orlando? How are you? Sluggish Ruggish Nerd, Jay Bowler, Fin212. What's up, everybody? Good morning, everybody. Mark the Frog, Dash Cam. Sounds like it was a funny weekend. What up, little Wilbur's after birth? Steve, the grumpy old man. What up, buddy? Morning, everybody. Organic Gene, Camper Scott. What up, Flawless Divorce Lawyer? Trick knee. Holy Oak Joe, right back at you, buddy. BT Dog Mom. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Pablo Pacheco. How tough is a Florida bar exam? Well, if you put the time in, I mean, it's tough as shit, but you can do it. It's very doable. Farmer Grom, what up, buddy? Glenn Longnecker. FEJ23. I don't think I've seen you around. What up? Pibby Short Stroker PA. Big E. Nick, how you doing, buddy? Good morning, guys. J200 here. Still got the patch to prove it. What up, you angry testicle? group that lives. Is there a date already for Barb? Is it like in January? When is
Yeah,
it?
motherfucker. Yeah.
It's like January what though? No, I have it on my calendar. I think probably.
I hope so.
Of course, I'm definitely gonna be there. I'm just wondering.
You better or you will.
I'm
I don't
looking forward
ever
to-
fucking
No,
ever.
I've been there.
I haven't ever. I never say that you, Jay, specifically. Now your brother is different, but I never say that you ever have to be anywhere ever because this is true. Hold on, this is truly. You know, you're really doing a favor for me. You're a fucking full-blown attorney. This is a pain in your ass sometimes. But that being said, and I don't like to fucking take in your time. That being said, you can't miss Barb.
I would never.
That's your only. That's your only one thing a year you got to hit.
I will not miss that. I promise you.
And preferably bring your beautiful wife.
It's either that or Pity. It goes well either way.
Bring both. Bring Pity and Wendy.
Okay.
Bubba, Shannon says he didn't ask you to say anything. I don't know.
Lummy was
What
fucked
up,
up
everybody?
too. Bubba, I have to say, this is the best water I've ever had. Like it's.
I've never seen
It is good water, and you know what?
Danny's fast.
I drank it all this weekend. Is the coldness of the can kind of gets the water a different
But right
effect?
now, I'm in
I
surgery.
really like it.
But don't you agree that the kind of the metalery, the being
Metallic.
cold from an aluminum piece is different than being cold from a plastic piece.
Yes, yes.
And it almost feels like the aluminum cools it, like it's a little colder than it would be.
Yeah, it
normal.
would be. It's really fucking.
I like it.
Yeah.
I gotta find out who sent it to us.
Water.
Yeah, Danny's fast in a run, other than when he's trying to run against a girl who's in her 30s. Jake, what up? Good morning.
I didn't see anything.
No, there's someone was asking who would win in a foot race between Danny and me. He would beat me in a foot race. But
Well, how long is the foot race?
In a sprint, he would. I mean, I think he beat me pretty much any kind of run race.
Download it when it's available.
There's certain things I know I beat him in. That's not one of them. I beat him in a core off right now after surfing for a week.
That's what. Oh, he said that.
I am right now.
Hold on, listen.
Arms are jacked.
Listen, Jay. This weekend when we were going, when we were fucking doing our deal, he
Holy
actually
fuck.
Saturday.
That's fucking really good.
Listen to me, motherfucker.
I'm listening.
Jay.
I am.
So Saturday, when we were driving, he actually did say, which him to admit anything. He said, right now, when Jay comes back from Costa, he always has like a 2-week pump.
Exactly.
He says that he really is fucking actually like more vascular and pumped than me. But then he put a disclaimer. It's only 2 weeks after. It's only when he goes to Costa.
You gotta show Bubba your.
I'll come out there and show you in a second, but my arm is jacked right now. My core is on. I feel pretty good.
That's what Dan said.
I said 26 miles in 6 days.
Yeah.
With these old shoulders.
Looking good.
Here we go, 10.
On.
He's doing a flex off.
I am to myself.
Splintered memories looming up out of the time fog. Lost somewhere between fiction and reality. Madness that made no sense at all. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Jay is in for Dan. Dan's got surgery today. He was out here like a wild animal. Saturday, the infamous party bus from Tampa over to Orlando to join the Florida Man Radio annual Stogies and Spirits deal. Had a great time. Anna was kabukied out. She spent about 5 minutes total at the event. I was completely...
It was a great 5 minutes.
I was completely just gored out of my mind. I apologize. Lummy, you're catching some stuff from Shannon saying that he never while he was there on Saturday, he never summons me to be on the mic.
According to, he sent me a text that I did not ask Bubba to say anything.
Brett, were you there? I mean, I thought
we got the video going up here shortly. It's still processing.
Yeah, now
on YouTube.
All right, so in the video, you can give us a little insight. Does he say, "Bubba, come on up here"? I mean, like, can you give us?
I don't quite think that's what he says, but he definitely calls on you and then alludes to the fact that you said you didn't want to come up.
Well,
said you may not be in any condition to come up.
By the way, Trey Bill, Lummy 50 on the PayPal. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army.
Lummy did give up.
I'm not mad at Shannon at all, but next time, Shannon, just give me a little cool guy gimmick. Be like, hey, there's Bubba over there. That's my boy, you know. He's already said that he probably wasn't in any condition to come up here, but that's my boy. I love him. He's been rubbing over my wife's breasts all night long. So, Bubba's my guy. Lummy, have we got a report from Tom Bean or Michael Rowe as to the Bubba Army HQ deal?
I believe Macho has an update. I think he's been talking with them.
Macho, what are we getting on the Bubba Army HQ? Are we still up? Did we crush it?
For political reasons, I have no comment on the matter.
Bubba, it's back up and running now. We're good to go. And Macho is he's working very hard right now, I guess. Rudy, $50 in the Cash App. Woo.
I mean, that's a tough interpretation for me. I don't even know how to interpretate that.
Interpretate it?
Yeah, I don't even know.
I mean, according to Tom Bean, the site never went down. So, all
right, well, let's not get into a pissing match Macho Man.
That's why I didn't want to get into it.
But did it go down?
Yeah, there's
absolutely.
There are people that are texting me. Like even Big Buck, the great Big Buck, sent me a text saying that was down.
All right, it was down,
Safe. Yeah.
but it was down for just a little bit. Am I right? Or was it down for quite a bit?
About 15 minutes, I would say.
Okay, perfect. And again, I think I've already told people that we're going to have, some hiccups with this thing. I probably should have waited till after Thanksgiving. I probably should have let you guys, continue to work on this for another week or so and maybe rolled this out next Monday, not this Monday.
It's like the Obamacare rollout. The site's already crashed.
Yeah, we've already. Thanks, appreciate it. But I wanted you to go to Bubba Army HQ today and just navigate around and see how cool it is. And then don't forget, by noon, our big podcast will be up. And if you give us your information, just be a grunt. Pick out a screen name and an email. It's for free, and you can at least listen and download our podcast. And through us, we actually get more credit this way, and make more money. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's all about the money. So if we can have you get your podcast through our world, and not aggregate it through somebody else's, well, then you're doing us a favor, not anybody else. We appreciate that. Go get the podcast today on Bubba Army HQ. Hopefully, Macho Man can calm down because I'm supposed to have a meeting with him after the pod. Aren't we supposed to have a meeting today about equipment?
11:30. I'm fine. I just didn't know how to go about saying that. On air.
You have a meeting with Macho too? Because we have another meeting with Mike Rowe after that.
Oh, then I'll just do my meeting with Macho tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Damn, sorry.
So we'll just do it tomorrow.
All right. I have good news, though. The broadcast console we got is perfect.
Woo! Oh, can I take a look at it?
Yep, it's fired up sharp.
And by the way, and for the price that I paid for it,
it was a steal.
$14.99. That was a steal, including shipping.
I've seen those for like $7,000.
Really?
$7,000. Yep.
Perfect.
The way that site looks, though, I just got to say, it looks amazing because I'm in the middle of doing a rebranding for my social media and for my firm and for my website. And so,
oh my God.
How much crap we've all given him. Look how good that looks, and that everything works, and all the scroll downs
check this out. Watch this. Listen, let's say you want to go to archives. Boom, you go like that, right?
To get that stuff to work, I can't get my numbnuts to get stuff to work. It takes me forever.
Now, hold on, though. You have to understand isn't there
thousands and thousands, right?
Lemmy, isn't there, you or Mach might be able to help me, or maybe even Rhett, isn't there nearly 16,000 pieces of either shows or
all that are archived in those categories like that?
I think there's more.
Who did all that?
Yeah.
Who did all the archiving?
We did. Everybody.
That's incredible. Look at all those. That's
awesome.
Awesome.
Hold on. Here's boom.
You can look at it through any.
The Diacos. Select a year. Let's see. What? I don't know what year you guys did.
We'll do way back when. It's probably Steven, 2012.
Here we go. 2012. Select a month. Let's do November. Boom. And then it'll give you all the shows.
That's incredible.
Somewhere around here. So anyway,
the look of it, I love it, and I know from a technical aspect, it wasn't good.
Yeah, you just drop that over that little hand. I guess they call that a hamburger. You jump on that, boom. It'll give you everything you need to know.
Multiple places to get the same information.
Watch this. Oh, you want to watch us? No problem.
Look at that.
Facebook, Kick, Locals, Rumbles, TikTok, X, YouTube. Oh, you want to buy something? I want to buy a T-shirt. No problem. Takes you over to that website. Bam. Oh, you want to hear the podcast for today? No problem. Podcast. Boom. There it is.
Look at that.
Boom, boom.
Okay.
Oh, you want to hear archives? We'll
Sure
take
do.
you to archives.
Oh.
Where do you want to hear, buddy?
If Dan was trying to look up himself, could he look himself up?
Yeah, watch this.
I want to read my bio.
Dr. Dan Diaco.
How about like his parodies? Could you listen to those?
Yes.
What?
Look, right here.
Oh my God.
Dr. Diaco,
Dan's
Piano
so
Man.
happy.
Hamill, parody song. Yeah, look, all that.
Wow.
Mentioned 372 times on the Diaco show, 254 times on the morning show, 55 on the show more, 55 on Sirius XM between 6 and 10, 44 times on the Shannon Burke show, 34 times on the Dangerous Conversation show, 12 bits and there it goes. And then it starts handing it to me. Look.
Yep. The Piano Man one. Look at all the good. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Good job. Good job. Really, really good job, Mach.
Well, it's really Tom Bean.
Everybody.
And Mike
Well, everybody.
Rowe.
It's a whole team. But I mean, listen.
Do you want to see a picture?
Getting to herd the cats at the end.
Look, Dan got through a fit about not being included in the group, so we put him in there. There I am looking. There. This is all looking. Where's everybody else pictures at? We got to see crew. Look at Jay Diaco. Look at this.
I did one.
I know you did, bitch. I'm playing it right now. Let me see here. Jay Diaco. Born in Philadelphia, moved to St. Pete. Used to have to be third in on the bathwater.
My kid read this and he's like, your pet peeves are all the same thing.
Now, but listen, here's what's cool. They got like a little photo gallery, kind of like, so everybody, if you really want to know people on the show and like, this is like your end all be all, then it's got, a little bit of video that you've done and then some more video. Boom. I mean, it's like everything Jay. My J subsection within my world is better than your J full section on your lawyer world.
Except they redid it now. Now it looks almost as good as that.
Yeah.
Honestly, my Instagram page is like I have a new young girl working out of Madrid, Spain through Zoom, and she's worked harder than anybody in Florida's ever worked for me in the social media world. So anyone that's seen like the Diaco Law Instagram, it's had a huge facelift, and one of the things was like, meet Jay Diaco. Oh, what a great concept. Then she's got me doing some silly little reaction videos, and it's just she's really done a good job. It takes effort to get people like us, me, you, to get off our asses and to do things.
But didn't throw in the fact that she's just marketing your law firm and the little intricacies and the working parts that you have of your law firm. But imagine if you had 17,000 pieces of audio that you had to categorize and make and insert mid-roll commercials. And I will let you know this right now, man. There are going to be, if you're a grunt and it's for free, there's going to be commercials. You're going to listen to commercials. We're going to,
just like YouTube.
Yeah. When you become a member, when you subscribe, then I think all you do is get a front roll. That's it. That's all you get. You don't get any mid rolls or anything like that. So there's some advantages to doing that. And then, of course, the highest level of membership you can download and actually have it on your device. So Trump was talking about this alleged golden shower that he did with 4 Russian hookers.
From the fake dossier.
And he actually, this is pretty funny whether you like Trump or not, he actually says that out of all the times that he's strayed away and the Stormies and the Karen McDougals and all the stuff that, he did do and how much that pissed his wife off, this particular one she was cool with because she knew that he's such a germaphobe that he wouldn't be peeing on girls. So he actually, this would not be a topic that any candidate
would talk
about. And like if you told you, see, he didn't have a spin doctor that tells him, so nobody tells him what to do.
Nope.
But if you went to your spin doctor and be like, hey, listen, you know what, I'm going to get into the golden shower thing a little bit. I'm going to they're like, oh, no, please just stay away from that. Not Trump. Trump hits it head on, and it's actually, I mean, whether you like the guy or not,
it's funny.
It's pretty funny. I'm playing this under the guise of, wow, I got some swag, and I'm funny.
a persecution of a political candidate. They see it as a continuation of the greatest witch hunt of all time. That's what it is. This is the greatest witch hunt. It started with Russia, Russia, Russia. Remember that?
It actually started before that, Donald, and I got some stuff that you need to look at that shows it started way before that.
With 4 hookers. You think that was good that night to go up and tell my wife, it's not true, darling, I love you very much? It's not true. Actually, that one she didn't believe because she said he's a germaphobe. He's not into that, you know? He's not into golden showers, as they say they call it.
He repeats it. There's not even a question about golden showers, like you said, Bubba. What politician would voluntarily bring this up and then just deny it because?
And hold on, not only bring this up, but own it, and win it. Like win it. Not only did you bring it up, but you won it. Like you completely made it funny.
You owned it.
And you owned it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Golden showers, as they say they call it. He's not. I don't like that idea. No, I didn't. I thought that would be a big problem. I was going to have a rough night, but that one she was very good on. She said, "No, you're okay on that one."
Because they didn't say anything other than the way he just did that comic delivery. The timing is so perfect. God, it's hilarious.
He's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Joe Biden turns 81. We were talking about this earlier, and people are concerned. People are concerned. And here's the thing: and I'm not going from Trump over to Biden, but I guess I kind of am in the fact that
it's his birthday. We have to talk about him today,
of course. But like, what's gonna?
Here's his problem, man.
Here's my question, and that is, it doesn't seem like the Democrats are trying to strategize into potentially who could we get. Like they're going to prop this guy up. This guy's going to be the candidate, and I just don't understand how. You're automatic. Are you conceding it?
David Axelrod, who was Obama's. He did. I think it was his campaign manager, was behind his campaigns and behind his reelection, and he's been a part of his administration forever. He said that there's a 50-50 chance Biden loses, that Biden is too old, and that he has to start moving or get out. Like literally said that. And so there's some real drama, inter-party drama going on behind the scenes with the party because, like what you said, there's no contingency plan right now. You see Gavin Newsom parading around China doing,
but they've not made it official.
They haven't done anything.
And they need to make it official. Like, okay, if you're going with Gavin Newsom, you got to make that declaration.
Embrace it.
Like soon.
Have a debate. If you're going to do something, if you have a backup plan, you need to start executing now to get it in the minds of the Democrat voter, somebody other than Biden. And I don't think you can just do it at the convention. Pull them out and say, oh, here's our new candidate. I think you got to do it through the primary process, which starts very, very soon. 3 months, 4 months, 3 months.
Yeah, but they've not done. They haven't done anything.
No.
If you're 3 months away from a potential debate within your party, like the Republicans are having right now, and you're 3 months away from maybe having to do that. I don't know that you've even started thinking about who could
No, they haven't because they have here's the thing. Joe Manchin also said something really important over the weekend. He said that Joe Biden was supposed to be the unifier in chief, and he's gone way far to the left by the progressives, and he's not been a true liberal. So think about it. If the Democrat Party really wanted to win this time, they had Robert Kennedy sitting in the wings. They could have just had some debates with Robert Kennedy, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom. They could have had an actual intellectual debate among the candidates and let the cream rise to the top, so to speak. And there's some decent candidates on that side. And now Joe Manchin's an independent, and Robert Kennedy is going to be an independent because that party has gone so far to the left. They're arguing, not my argument. The Joe Manchin of the Democrat Party is arguing. He's gone so far left that it's not really his age, it's his policies.
So I'm just saying the party is in disarray.
They really are.
People think the GOP is in disarray. The only disarray is whether their guy that they want to, that they potentially prop up can legally, run for president. I mean, because what he's got now, 16,000 indictments on him.
90, yeah.
He's been winning those cases though.
I've never seen. I don't think any of us in our lifetime have ever seen anything like this.
It's never happened.
Where the president, well, it
happened in Russia this year.
The GOP candidate, the person that the opposition
candidate being arrested
has nearly 100 indictments on him, and he's getting with every one of them, he's getting more popular and more popular. They were thinking, the Republicans are thinking, one of these days America's going to just say, screw this criminal, and we're going to have a huge swing here, and he's going to go from 39 points ahead of DeSantis to only like 12, and then 12 will be whittled down to 6, and next thing you know, it's plus or minus 3, and these indictments are just horrible for this guy. This guy's got a bunch of, some stuff's really scary. He pled the fifth over 500 times. He pled the what? He pled the fifth. He pled the fifth. So many to choose from. I take the fifth. He pled the fifth over 500 times on this latest New York deal. I mean, the guy's got some problems. We don't care.
But these are all prosecutions. Every one of these 4 prosecutions, each of them have never been done before, and none of them have been done against a former president by the opponent party's Justice Department. And so it's so political, it's ridiculous. The one that's being done right now in New York, this civil one by the state attorney, Fannie Willis, or not, that's Georgia, the one in New York, it's all BS. It's never been brought by anybody in the history of New York against anybody without a victim. The one in Georgia never happened, ever. In history of elections, that type of a prosecution has never happened. So, the documents case has never happened before. None of the Jack Smith stuff has ever happened before. It's all under Merrick Garland and this Justice Department who is working for Joe Biden, and they're not prosecuting Hunter while they're prosecuting this president for things that
I don't think any of what you said matters. I don't think any of what you said matters.
Well, Republicans don't care because they can see right through it.
I mean, I think if you're going to vote for this guy, you're going to vote for this guy. People are very adamant about voting for this guy, and there's nothing that can stop this dude right now. He's just, the media, the more they try to bury the dude, the more he turns it around and makes it and actually has a 58-second clip about him not having sex with 4 Russian hookers and peeing on them. That's what his press conference is. And by the way, he nails it. And no matter what your party affiliation is, he comes up with a pretty good explanation. He says, my wife forgave me on that one. And because she knows I'm a germaphobe. It was good on that one. Now, I'm sure he caught a little crap over the Stormy deal. I'm sure he caught a little crap over the Karen McDougal deal. I'm sure that, there's been some nights that he slept in a different bedroom at Mar-a-Lago. But she said, I do not believe the hooker story. You do not like to pee on girls. You like to grab them by the vaginas, but you do not like to pee on them. So I think this next election is going to be an absolute clown show. Mm-hmm. It's a clown show from one, the GOP guy is the most heavily indicted person in America right now. 2, the current president who by all means should not be the candidate for the Democrats. The Democrats should reshuffle the deck and say, let's bring in RFK, or let's bring in that other dude that Jay was talking about.
Joe Manchin.
Let's bring in Gavin Newsom now. Let's bring him in now while this guy is deteriorating right in front of our eyes. Every day I'm shuffling. I mean, this guy looks like he is completely out to lunch. Weekend at Bernie's.
Can I ask you a question, Bubba?
Yeah.
Do you think they will ever let Joe Biden, if he's the candidate, stand on stage with Trump in a debate?
No.
No, they already said they don't want him to debate.
Yeah.
So how do you think the public takes that?
Well,
the Democrat.
They've said that?
Yeah. They said he's not going to debate.
No.
And people argue
whatever.
that with Trump not
he
debating.
Shouldn't even be there. They should get somebody more able-bodied. They really should. You know what? Hey, I got it. I know how they can fix Joe
How?
so that he could really be a little more sprier. pickleball. They need presidential pickleball immediately.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, you see all these old people at the pickleball courts, and they're like, "I'll tell you right now, I couldn't do this. This is very low impact." And
he needs shuffleboard more than he needs pickleball.
Well, I mean, shuffleboard. See, here's the deal. Shuffleboard's synonymous with being really, really old. Pickleball, it kind of brings the spryness back in grandma. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So if they could be like, listen, they could secretly right now, Jay, be giving them massive pickleball lessons, okay? But secretly, okay? And then like 6-7 months, they come out all of a sudden with, hey, President's pickleball now, and they get some footage of him out there just whacking the crap out of it, doing real good and everything.
Do you think that he's capable of getting stronger in any way right now?
I don't. Hold on.
I mean, like, if
you've
you said,
got to do
he needs a body double immediately.
You've got to do something.
He's going down
Why
the slippery
not start
slope.
with the most popular sport amongst people that are starting to gradually get old?
But I don't think pickleball. I don't think pickleball can reverse dementia. I don't know if it has that magical power yet.
But can you imagine? Okay, we know Joe now as he's shuffling out shuffling down to the helicopter. And then we've seen that footage where he's shuffling, and then the one guard has to show him, make a right here. Mm-hmm. And then we see the one time where he falls off, the stage kind of deal. And then we see the one time where he's biking.
Falling up the stairs.
Yeah. Then we see the one time where he's biking, and whoever the dumbass Secret Service agent was, let's give Joe, foot clips. Let's give Joe a big-ass Pee Wee Herman beachcomber that he can just gradually drive down the road. Instead, we put him in this 10-speed with foot clips, and he can't stop. And even some of the most experienced bikers have a hard time with stopping quickly and getting their feet out of the clips. Right, Jay?
Absolutely.
So he's certainly, by all means, that's beyond his skill set, please. And so we've seen him fall off the bike. We've seen him fall up the stairs. We've seen him fall off the stage. We've seen him every day. I'm shuffling. But if all of a sudden the next, they kind of, like it's the holidays. So all he has to do is like sacrifice a turkey and then light the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
that doesn't really involve
easy
much.
Peasy.
That's just whatever. So if they started training him right now, extensive pickleball training. And then by the next time early spring comes, and they say, just for those scoring at home, the White House installed a new pickleball court in the back. And Joe, remember Obama had a basketball court put in the back?
Yep.
Well, Joe can put a pickleball deal back there. And all of a sudden you see Joe, and he's back there doing some pew, pew, pew.
You know what the problem is? He has to walk up the luggage stairs now because he can't walk up the regular presidential stairs. It's no way that guy could run around the pickleball
You're
court
going to have
doing
to,
anything.
Joe, or you ain't going to win.
He can't do it.
You're going to have to, Joe. You ain't going to win.
They can't say stand here with all these world leaders. Could you imagine him trying to stay out of the kitchen?
Can you imagine if he just went there and laid a serve that just went right over the net and then had some English on it and it flipped over and it was unreturnable, and he had his little presidential headband on?
Yeah, could you imagine me dunking? Be the same thing.
Yeah.
Just as likely.
I said this little 16-second clip, I guess, from yesterday. People are saying that he was kind of creepy to this little girl.
Oh, well, that's
He always is. He
on
literally
brand. That's on
Thursday he shuffled and didn't know where he was on stage, and so I haven't seen this. So he was creepy again this week.
I guess last night.
Hold on
Let's
here.
see.
Let's see. Poor guy. I mean,
he just likes
guy.
little kids.
Poor girl.
He needs a new handler, man. He really does.
And they say if you watch Jill, she looks super pissed. He walks over.
When you watch your people around you that get old and you see the cycle of life, you see they come to a point where they can no longer get stronger. They can no longer get clearer. They can no longer think as quickly or as analytically as they used to. And they're going down a slippery slope. And so when I look at this poor man, I see somebody that when you look at the debates, he looked sharp. And I remember in the debate, I thought he looked really silly and old and terrible. And he is so much worse now when you look at his appearance than he was 3.5 years ago. They say he'll be 86 if he's reelected by the time he's done. This guy's not making it to 86.
Here we go.
Thank you. And I love your ears.
What?
I love them.
Ears?
They're really cool. What's your name?
Well, this is creepy.
Did he say ears?
Yeah, but I think he's talking about the thing on her head.
Okay. I didn't realize she was wearing a. Okay, sorry. I thought he just.
Just for the radio, she's wearing like a cat ear beret.
I didn't see that at first.
But hold on. Yeah. The presidential handlers have to know that one of the raps on their boss, one of the raps on him is he comes across creepy to kids. So you tell Joe, no kid stuff. I don't care if you see a cute kid and you want to smell it. Like I know Joe, that's your thing, but you can't. America is thinking that it's creepy. It's
Look at
bad.
her nonverbals.
Well, and
It's bad for.
That was me in Susan Poitras' car.
Well, look at Jill. They say look at Jill too. How she like stares down the Secret Service angrily.
She's like, "Are you effing kidding me right now?"
Hold on.
Thank you. And I love your ears. I love them. They're really cool. What's your name?
Hold on. Look at Jill. Look at Jill.
Yeah.
Wrangle that old MFR.
She's almost at sniffing distance.
Hold on.
Run.
Jill is giving the Iggy to Thick Matt Lauer, and then let's see how fast Thick Matt Lauer comes in on the deal.
What a beautiful name. That's my mommy's name. Well, nice to see. How old are you? 17? 6. Thank you.
I mean,
That's it. I wanted to see more.
I want to see. We all want to see more.
Oh God.
And listen, when you're talking to a little girl and this is just man code. This is just straight man code. When you're talking to a 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old and you wish and you know for a fact they're not 16, but you're wishing them to be 16, that's something in your little head, buddy. I don't look at when your daughter was.
If it's your daughter,
6,
how are you feeling about this?
If your daughter,
I'm not liking it.
If I walked up to your daughter when she was 6, Jay, and I go, "Oh, what are you, 17? 18?
Oh my God!
I would have had a steak knife in the back of my courtesy of your wife."
She's exactly right.
You don't uptick a girl's age by 10 points to fulfill your sickness. You say. You try to actually predict how old they are. What are you, 7, 8? Or
you go so outrageous. You're like, what are you, like 45? Something like that. But when you're like barely legal, it gets creepy.
When you put them in the barely legal deal. I mean, my suggestion would be if you're gonna do this, first of all, just leave the kids alone.
Yeah, you can clearly tell she doesn't want any attention on her.
Right.
She's like a little kid.
But if you do go to the kid, then be factual, meaning like predict their age, what you think they are. What are you, 7, 8? Yeah, I'm 7. Okay, great. That Loso's ear looks so pretty. Okay, see you later.
Let's not do crowd work
and
ever.
I love your ears. I love them. They're really cool. What's your name?
Catherine.
Look at her covering her body.
Name.
Look at her.
She knows, man. This guy's a toucher.
She watches the news.
She watches the news. 8-year-olds know now.
Catherine, what a beautiful name. That's my mommy's name.
Oh, God.
That's my mommy's name. What?
Mommy be your daddy.
Are you 17?
I don't even call my mom mommy. I mean,
you just say that's what my mommy's name was?
Yeah, listen.
Catherine, what a beautiful name. That's my mommy's name.
What if it's not?
I know.
Let me look it up.
Hey, Alexa, what is Joe Biden's mother's name?
Joe Biden's mother is Catherine Eugenia Finnegan.
All right.
He remembered that one.
Okay.
But he doesn't even really enunciate real good. He just goes, "No, that's my mama's name." Listen.
Catherine, what a beautiful name. That's my mommy's name.
Yeah. That's not a, you know what? That is not a hard T, and that's.
No.
Yes. Listen.
Catherine, what a beautiful name. That's my mommy's name.
Yes.
That's my mommy's name.
That's my mommy's name. She died in 1924.
They did something this morning on the news about when he was born. It was still World War II. Bing Crosby's White Christmas was debuting. The median price of a house was under $4,000. Gasoline was 20 cents a gallon. And I mean, it was like that's when he was born. So he's the one trying to relate to the TikTok generation.
Right.
He's got problems.
His mom's name's Connie, though.
That's my mommy's name.
That's my mommy's name.
I mean,
yeah, that screams predator.
Donald Trump is proclaiming to have had a nice night with his wife the night that she found out that he supposedly slept with 4 hookers and peed on them. And he's very, very much articulating how good of a night that was. And Joe wants to tell you what his mommy's name is while fantasizing about a 7-year-old being 17. That's what this is. Listen.
Name. That's my mommy's name. Well, nice to see. How old are you? 17? 6.
6.
Thank you.
Shocked.
Hey, Joe. Plus 11's not is creep. You're a creep, buddy. Speaking of creep, let me before I go into words. They let Ron Jeremy out.
Oh wow!
And he's got to stay at a private residence. He's got 30 counts of sexual assault.
He looks so bad.
I'm going to talk about that when we come back. Stand by.
Why bother with broadcasting excellence when you can have broadcasting decadence instead? The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
He does not say the team. Bubba's always like, what my mom do there?
You know, I'm sure obviously there's probably video, but most of the ones that you always see are Joe talking to little girls.
Yeah.
You never really see him go up to little
He
boys.
never goes. That's true. Actually, I never thought of that. He doesn't sniff a lot of little boys' hair, does he?
No.
I've never seen him sniff any boys' hairs at all, but
And he'll sniff anywhere between like 5 to
50.
50. Just
He has no
women.
problems.
He just like tries to
Those
get
ones
right
when
up
people
on
are
them.
like getting awards when he was vice president, and you'd see them come up, and he'd be like behind them, his hands on their shoulder, like it's like
Taking a whiff.
Yeah.
That's my mommy's name. I can't stop saying.
It rubs the lotion on its skin. They had that guy Ronnie Jackson, who was the president's doctor for Obama, Bush, and then for Trump 3 times. And so he was talking about Biden, and he was one of the ones. I had always said that in videos, just look at the debate. But he was saying, if you look at the debate and you compare it to now, it's definably different.
Oh, no doubt.
There's no doubt, and
Even
it's
just a year
progressively
ago.
getting worse.
No,
And so just
most
having watched my
definitely.
dad go through this, that's what I was saying about like when I was in the water, I kept thinking to myself, I can get strong. I can still get strong. Like I feel like if I just worked
Yeah.
out constantly, I can still get everything. Like my legs get stronger, my abs get bigger. There comes a point as a person you cannot get stronger. He's not getting any better. There's no pickleball in his future. There's no long speech. I can't imagine the State of the Union this year. How bad it's going to be. That's supposed to be February, March.
Yeah.
A 45-minute speech.
Okay, maybe you want to get him through the next year. You want to get him through the next 5 years without him being like on camera and doing press conferences and talking to the media.
Kind of
How are
said
you
he was
gonna
going
do
to be a
that?
transitional president, like meaning one to step from, he should have, I think like Bubba said, he should have brought in a younger generation. They should have had a full-throated debate among the Democrat Party. Let this whole progressive versus liberal thing
Yeah.
out there. Let them figure out who the hell they are and go with a new generation.
But here's the thing, like, I mean, I don't trust the Democrats, but I do trust that, like, there's a plan behind this. Like, what's the plan? Like, they know that this
The
isn't
plan
going
is
to
to
work
put
out.
Trump in jail.
Okay, but like in terms of pushing Biden, like someone has to be president, even if it's not Trump. Who the fuck is it going to be? It's
Well, I
gonna
don't
be
think they
Biden?
really care. I just think he's a figurehead at this point. And that if he was not around, they would deal
Like,
with
but I don't
Kamala.
think this motherfucker's going to live very long.
Right, but I
Like,
think
so
they would
what's
be
the
fine. They
plan?
could control Kamala the same way, I feel.
I just want to know what their plan. Like, clearly there's a strategy behind this. I just would like to know what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I think I don't know. Maybe
is he
they
going to
think-
run with her again? Probably,
That's-
right?
Yeah, he is.
As her,
Yeah, they've declared that. And it's just like,
Not a lot
they
of them
can't
do.
really do it from the basement this time without COVID. They kind of gave a good
Right.
reason for not,
Right.
not doing
Right.
a lot of travel.
That's
I mean,
true.
that was how they said that Hillary lost, is that she never went to Wisconsin, she never went to Michigan, she never went to these states, and
She
Trump
was
was going there 6, 8, 10 times.
Yeah.
And he just out-campaigned her.
So I just want to know what the plan is, because I just feel like they've got to have one. You just,
Ask
what
Brian.
is it? Huh?
That's Brian Matroni.
Oh yeah, because he knows.
He'll
He's a
tell
political
you.
insider.
Whatever I'd like to know what's the reasoning. Like I can't make any. Like I can't come up
Like,
with a common
is it to get Kamala that first female president seat? And I mean, even though she's wildly unpopular, she could never win on her own accord. She could win by default when he fucking takes a lick. So.
I think this shows that they don't care who their candidate is. That the entrenched part of the people who are in the
I just don't believe, like, there's got to be some fucking plan. I don't think these people are idiots. I'm not saying I don't think they're good intention necessarily, but I don't think that they're morons.
No, I mean,
I think that there's a plan, and I would just like to know, is there going to be like a last minute fucking, oh, actually, by the way, we're actually going to put in Gavin Newsom, you know, like, announce it way later, make people feel like still confident in Biden for the last year of his term.
Yeah.
Like, there's a plan.
There's definitely something. I just don't think it's, I don't know, it doesn't look great right now.
No, it doesn't, but I feel like something's coming in the next year. Like, they're going to fucking do a switcheroo, and it's going to be Gavin Newsom.
Well, so, if they were able to convict Trump on anything,
yeah,
or if they were able to take him off the ballot anywhere, he's won all those lawsuits, by the way. There's been 4 or 5 states that they've tried to do the 14th Amendment to get him off the ballot, and he's won every time.
Yeah.
If they could get him off the ballot, or if they could get him in jail, they think they can beat him. I think that's the plan.
If I happen to be right, will you remember this conversation?
Of course.
Okay.
Oh. And you think that this is just to prop him up for his last year, and then who do you think's going to swoop in?
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah. I think there's some.
Like, it's going to be a last minute.
I wish I could find it. I said that like 4 months ago.
You said that? What I'm saying?
Yeah, Babyface said no.
Yeah, I
put a
remember.
white man.
I remember.
They put a white man in there.
They're saying I bit off Babyface's prediction?
No, I said it.
He did. No, he did.
I said, and then you can't. It's hard to pull a lot of dirt against Gavin in his last year.
Yeah, a few weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're just gonna see, like, you know, he's gonna come out.
I like you. Do you like me? All gimmicks, willies, Joneses, McGillicuddies, shenanigans, hickeys, and bamboozles are property of Bubba the Love Sponge Enterprises. Great success! All violations will be dealt with swiftly and painfully. You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. High five!
Today's after show will be an exclusive podcast. Let me probably get in, probably further getting into Saturday night a little bit.
All right.
And I got to check the numbers to see how close we are to our 6 millionth download. After our 6 millionth download in our podcast world, I will tell them my, the famous, semi-famous person I blasted back in 1989. We ask you to go get that podcast today via our new site, BubbaArmyHQ.com. Stands for Bubba Army Headquarters. And you can, and there's a lot of features you can do by just being a grunt, and it's free. You just give us, come up with a screen name and give us your email, and boom, you can navigate around and download that podcast. Go to listen at the very top bar. And scroll down podcast, and once you've enlisted, boom, go get it and listen. Appreciate you. Also, other different functionalities of it as far as membership fees, and available to hear the hot mic and commercial free and download capabilities. Supposedly, Lummy, the site's getting crushed.
Yes.
But I think it might still be up.
It is.
In various sleeper cells of our country.
Mm-hmm. Which is awesome.
Former porn actor Ron Jeremy, who we've had in the studio, 5-6 times?
Yes.
And was a creep?
Yes, he was.
Each time?
Yeah.
To the point where, like, the last couple times he came to town, I told Brent, or who I was like, I don't want that guy. He creeps me out. And he's been in jail now for quite a while. And they said that he had been formally declared incompetent to stand trial on more than 30 counts of sexual assault. Now they're releasing him. They said that his trial is at a standstill or something. Jay, do you get off on all charges, or what happens when the court, finds you formally declared incompetent to stand trial? Then what's the procedure from that point forward?
You're usually determined mentally incompetent, and until you are competent to go through the trial process, you are in a facility, involuntarily committed. So it's like jail, but not jail. You're involuntarily committed to a mental facility.
It said Jeremy, who was suffering from dementia, was placed under the conservator earlier this year. He's been at the Men's Central Jail in downtown LA for months, awaiting an assignment to a state medical facility. But I guess nobody wants him.
That's the part. Listen to that. Yeah. After it was determined, quote, no medical facility will take him.
Right.
Oh,
on Friday, the judge granted a request to release the 70-year-old to a private residence where he'll receive round-the-clock medical care, and it was determined that no medical facility will take him.
Sounds like he's probably like almost at hospice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's at that point.
That edge of life.
The email written to victims in Jeremy's criminal case by the Los Angeles County District Attorney Paul Thompson noted that Jeremy's medical condition was deteriorated to the point where he's essentially bedridden. Thompson cited public safety concerns in objecting to the motion to release him, which was filed on behalf of the defendant as his public guardian, but was overruled. So the judge is going to say, I mean, he doesn't get out of these charges, Jay. They just got to try to find a way to try him when he's mentally competent, and that may never happen.
Right. If he's got mental dementia from getting old, then he's never going to stand trial. He's going to wither away and die in his house.
Jeremy's attorney said that he did not know exactly what type of private residency his client would be released to, or what security measures the facility would have, if any. I mean, what if it's just his buddy that says, "Yeah, just come over to my place. We'll get a nurse." You know.
Yeah. Gets creepy with the nurse, probably.
So, he's getting his nurse. His nurse is taking his wiener around the farm because that's all he wants. Jeremy was first charged with multiple counts of sexual assault in 2020, accused of attacking 4 women that he met in bars on the Sunset Strip in West Hollywood, sometimes in bathrooms. Now, Lummy, I think we have him saying on in an interview that that's where he liked to bang chicks, were the bathrooms.
Yes, we do. Yep. That he would go in there because he always said that the women would want to see it, and then he'd ask permission first before he went farther.
We have that, right?
Yeah, it's on our YouTube. It's up there.
Yeah, go find our YouTube. Type in Ron Jeremy, and it'll show you this interview we had with him, and he like admitted to what he's being charged with, and that is like I think he used to say. I would be hanging out in a club and some girl would want to see my wiener, so they would take me into the girl's bathroom and then I just end up having sex with them.
Yes. Yep. Pretty much.
The Rainbow Room and Grill was said to be his primary haunt. According to court records, the bar is currently being sued by several women for negligence over his alleged behavior. The allegations against Jeremy ballooned after dozens of women contact the L.A. County Sheriff's Department with accusations of groping and rape that stand for decades. Several women in the adult film industry and sex worker industry told the Times of assaults that Jeremy allegedly committed in L.A., Vegas, and Chicago over the cities. Lummy, you know that when he used to come here for the Night Moves magazine, do you know how many Tampa women?
Oh, I'm sure.
Maybe J.D. Acco should be the place for all you women that have been sexually assaulted by Ron Jeremy while in Tampa. Get a hold of J.D. Acco.
Yep. I'm sure that rock has been sucked dry. I don't think he's got very much money, you think?
In 2021, he was indicted on 34 criminal charges based on allegations levied by 23 women, the oldest allegation dating back to 96. The counts included allegations that Jeremy attacked women while they slept with foreign objects. In one instance, Jeremy was accused of committing a lewd and lascivious act against a 15-year-old at a party.
Gross.
Dear.
And
why is she there? But also can't do that.
Gross.
True. So, like, what's going to happen? So, Jay, if he could game the system. If he had like a friend and said, "Hey, listen, I'm going to set up like maybe like a little bungalow or something out by the pool. I'm going to set you up your own 1-bedroom apartment. We'll put a hospital bed in there and have a nurse come check your vitals 3 times a day." Yeah,
Have
exactly.
you come back to the carriage house.
That's what the carriage house is. The Diaco Safe House.
That's it.
Right?
Yes.
Wow.
Lummy, you know that I am fairly transparent when I talk about talking about hot chicks that are teachers that are blasting, 16, 17-year-olds.
Oh, of course.
I know that it's illegal. And I know that I'm being, not responsible by saying that, because I can picture myself a 16, 17-year-old, and I know how horny and how much testosterone I had running through my bodies and how many times I could masturbate in one day at 16 or 17. Literally, a guy can masturbate 6, 7 times in one day, maybe more. Just one right after the other. You're honest to God, you're like a monkey.
You are.
Like the very monkey that I carry on my chest. That's what you are, Lemmy. When you're 15, 16, 17, 18, you're like Scout. You're just ready to hump anything. And now see, I want to make sure everybody understands that I find it disgusting when it's vice versa.
Oh yeah.
And it's male teacher, female girl, because female girls are fragile in their little psyche up there, and an older male can really get in a younger female's head and really, really cause a lot of damage. Whereas you can't get in a 17-year-old dude's head as a woman about wanting to blast. That's our starting point.
He's already on board.
Yeah, we're on board.
But there's a caveat to the way that you feel about this, right?
Pray tell.
If she's gross,
that's right. That's exactly,
she belongs in jail.
Then you should go to jail.
If she's gross, it does soften my.
Guilty.
It does harden. But let me show
Throw
you.
the book at her.
I don't want anybody to see her picture yet here. Okay, hold on.
If she's a beast, she's
guilty.
Oh
no, this is such not a problem.
The parents are saying it ruined her kid's life.
Yeah, I know.
Ruined this kid.
That's
Mom, Dad, I'm 17. I go to this Christian school, which means you already got me suppressed on trying to get some Cheetos fingers at the ball game. So, but nonetheless, I'm 17, second one of the day. And I'm just shooting, 6, 8, 9, 10 bullets a day. And I just want the touch of a woman. And this hot ass 27-year-old teacher is wanting to facilitate your needs.
And he is 17.
Yes.
And she's 27.
A South Carolina private Christian school teacher and mother of 2 was arrested Wednesday for pressuring a teenage student into having sex with him and sending him naked. Reagan Anderson, 27, is facing 2 counts of sexual battery with a child 17 years of age. Now, I got to
That's legal in some states.
Like, especially being a dude. He's a dude. He's 17.
Dude.
A trusted coach, teacher, and friend that abused or trusted and violated her oath as an educator. She has ruined our son's lives. The victim's mother blasted Anderson during her Thursday court hearing. Please.
Listen, read the next part.
He should be 100% focused on being a fun-loving, football-playing young man. But this predator has robbed him of the ability. No young quarterback or athlete is safe in our community with this woman here. So he's the starting quarterback for the football team.
I'm sure he's a virgin.
Right. He's the starting quarterback for a football team. Now, hold on. Wait for it. And this girl wants you to blast her at the Pizza Hut, and she sends you pictures. You ready?
Yep.
Hell to the yeah.
Not guilty.
Right?
Yeah, not guilty.
I mean, Jay.
Not guilty.
Is that not an attractive woman?
It's not the beast you're talking about.
Right. Anderson also alleged sent the teen nude pictures on Snapchat. Rumors of the inappropriate relationship quickly swirled at Holy Hills Academy, a private Christian prep school that runs pre-K through 12.
I feel bad for her husband and children.
Hold on, look at
Yeah,
this.
mostly the husband.
Look at this.
That.
I mean,
God.
look at
the kid.
And look how hot.
She'd rather blast a 17-year-old than her husband.
Listen, stop peeling it back too deep, kid.
Yeah, it's hard to not.
Look
at
at
how
that.
happy everyone's supposed to be. That's
I know.
blurred out.
She's so hot. She is so
that
hot.
she didn't think about all the blurs.
Poor little thing.
No, she didn't think
Currently a
about it at all.
stay-at-home
Poor
mom.
nothing. It's just she's getting what she deserved, probably.
She's going to prison.
She didn't
Poor
think she
little
could get
thing.
caught, even though she was sending nudes to a minor. Silly girl.
I mean, yeah. Why would you think?
Idiot. I could have done that better
And
than
here's
you.
the deal. I mean, she's so hot that as a husband, you might even give her a pass. First of all, you got 2 kids by her.
Listen,
You might even want to give her a pass.
the judge thinks she's such a threat that he gave her a $2,500 fine and an ankle bracelet. Look below. Go a little further. Right there. A judge in Anderson's bonded $2,500 in order to wear a GPS monitor.
Yeah, because she's got to get to keeping care of her husband. She's also been banned from having contact with a boy and allegedly that she sexually abused. Yeah, sexually abused.
It looks like she had her husband by the football team for the whole season, like lunch and food and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, he brings
For real?
Oh,
Maybe
that's
he was
so
in on it.
worse.
Maybe this is his little Iggy.
That's my boy.
He has like a Cabana
she's
Boy
like-
fantasy.
She's like, honey, I'd like for your business to buy the football team lunch, please.
Oh
Yes.
my God!
Have to be like
Why,
before
honey?
this.
I
This
bet-
sponsorship
I
by
bet he
Diaco
knew.
Law.
Because I'm blasting the quarterback. I mean, this isn't the nose guard or the safety. This is the quarterback. This is the sexiest dude on the team.
Yeah.
And she says, "Hey, listen, man, meet me at Pizza Hut." God, it can't get any better than that. You could probably teach her, get you into buying your personal pan at least.
Exactly.
Give me a personal
Those are
pan
pretty
and
good.
and some personal pop you double sop yop. Here, kitty. Oh, hot and everything. I mean, is she not hot?
Yes,
Yeah, she's a babe.
Hot. 17. Come on, this ain't a crime. This is community service at its finest.
It's
Not a
community
crime,
service.
please.
He's calling shenanigans on the D. The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
Yeah. I sent you the link to YouTube. Brett got the speech up, like with Shannon and I guess me.
Is it from you?
Yeah, I sent it to the link.
See everyone out here. And I don't really
Oh, so glad I was not on this.
Thank you for coming out here. It is awesome to see everyone out here. And
See me freaking out.
yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. So good luck with it. Everyone have a great night. Thank you. Heather's here somewhere. Say hello to her, Heather, and her old man, father, rolling around. Thanks for coming out and making it a great annual Stogies and what is it? Spirits? Lovey wants to say something? What? Lovey's the only guy from the Bubba the Love Sponge crew that's sober enough to speak. Right? Lovey, come on.
Oh no, they did a lovey chant?
Yeah, I didn't want to talk.
Oh fuck. Where's Dan? Dan couldn't talk?
I don't know. It's got the sales pitch. Fucking got me up there.
Thank you everyone for coming out.
That's good.
Bubba, the whole army, we all appreciate you. First Greg, Bubba, Red. I don't know where she is. Dr.
In the back of a car crying.
Food. Hopefully, he's the hungriest man alive. He sent his fries back, that Bojangles today. Who would have been surprised on that one? I mean, geez.
You did great, Lummy.
Lummy, you might have nailed it.
Lummy?
Hold on.
I don't remember any of it.
You did really good. I'm honestly kind of surprised.
So am I. Maybe it's really good. Is it bad?
Like, who's that?
Hold on here.
This is the most articulate I've ever seen you.
We love him. We love everybody in Orlando. Rick can do a lot of stuff, so I'm just going to say
I'm fucking shocked.
I actually enjoyed the movie.
Heather's here.
Joke
Yeah.
in my head. I don't. It's only I remember trying to.
Yeah.
I remember. No one laughed, and I don't think it came out right.
It's okay.
Because I think it's like Scott Salisbury going looking for that the girl he paid to come here with, or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, when I saw that, you fucking nailed it, man. When the rest of us were down for the count.
Yeah, that's your damn was eating his hot dog.
Oh, that's why you couldn't do
I
it?
couldn't be bothered.
No, that makes sense. Dan was having his third dinner.
It was a good fucking hot dog.
Did you have to pay for him, or was like...
Yeah, he went, but he found this random food truck.
Oh, I think I saw it.
He let me have a bite.
Danny,
Really good.
Danny already.
He never. I was at his house. I took my shirt off, and he goes, "God damn, you're ripped." He never
Yeah,
ever
so
says
Dan
that.
put you over.
Saturday,
He poured me off on this.
Saturday, he already
over.
denoted that you are more pumped than him currently.
That's I know. It gets us. It goes back and forth.
He took the L.
He had to. That's why I've been thinking about this whole Biden thing like so much, because as I get older, that's the thing I'm wondering. It's like, when is it like?
Oh my God, what's up, St. Price 109? Jim Gar, 56 months.
Go there really strong for a week, and then I come home and I don't do anything for 6 or 8 weeks, and I'm like, oh man, I'll lose my pump, and then I go there and it all goes back.
Yeah.
When does that just stop?
I listen to a lot of Peter
70,
Attia.
75.
I listen to a lot of Peter Attia, and that's why he's a big proponent of like trying to add as much muscle as you can. Like well, he said, because he says after the age of 50 it gets a lot harder.
Yeah.
So he's like, try to really front load that if you can. But I feel like what does it take to build muscle, right? It's like
Protein, exercise, huh?
yeah. So
Sleep.
if you continue doing that, it may get harder as you get older, but if you just keep doing that, it's going to get better. Or maybe you won't be able to get as big, but you'll be able to maintain.
Yeah.
And along
So
with
far,
that,
so good. Everything's so far so good. So it doesn't happen by 50, whatever. Dan's what, 56 almost? 53.
7.
Yeah.
He's 57.
Yeah, God, he's almost. He'll be 50.
8.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
I'm 53. He's 4 years old. He's 57. Wow, holy fuck, you're right.
Yeah, of course I know my numbers. And today's Chris's birthday.
That sounds so old. Today's Chris's birthday?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I need to text her right now.
It's also no one named Willie.
You're gonna look like the man not missing that.
Tell her
there
on
we
I
go.
told you, and then I'm gonna text. Wait, let me text her.
Nope, I got it. I need
Damn
to.
it!
I'm gonna get. You should do it. You should get one too. That's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna text her now too. Are you texting her too?
All of us at the same time.
Okay.
Bubba to say we'll blast her. All at the same time with the text.
Heard that. Okay.
I already beat you guys.
What?
I knew you would. The silent assassin.
Luke, tell me what time yours went through.
Oh, okay.
Mine went through at 9:48.
Mine went through 9:48.
9:48. Well, I sent her 3 of them.
Nuh-uh.
The first one was at 9:48. The other 2 were at 9:49.
You beat us on sheer volume alone.
Attention, people of Earth. A big fat blip on corporate's radar screen. This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, I do not want Shannon Burke to think that I'm upset with him one bit. I love him. He's the most talented guy on our station, and he's the only one that can keep it together. I certainly cannot keep it together. And he did not, I guess he did not call me up. He just accentuated the fact that Lummy was the only person of my group that could potentially maybe speak, and Lummy, he's right on that. Like, he makes a very great observation and he nails it. Here, now, Lummy, I also thought, like, from my recollection on Saturday night, that you didn't do as well as you did, but I've watched the tape and I'm going to play it right now, and you nailed it.
Oh, thank you. I didn't.
I thought you kind of flubbed it up, but I think you absolutely nailed it.
Heather's here somewhere. Say hello to her, Heather, and her old man Bob. They're rolling around. Thanks for coming out and making it a great 5th annual Stogies and what is it?
He's only up 4.
Lummy wants to say something. What?
Scott the sales pig.
Scott the sales
Always
pig.
just being just always being a sales pig, just pigging around.
Yep.
Lummy's the only guy from the Bubba Love Sponge crew that's sober enough to speak. Right?
Which is not, which is really not an untrue statement.
Oh, sounds like Dan could have grabbed the mic.
Well, Dan could have, but he was too busy trying to chase down some Chicago hot dog stand. As soon as Dan gets anywhere, Jay, he automatically has to eat. Even though he just ate 18 minutes ago at Bojangles.
No joke, 30 minutes before we got there.
He eats more than any person who's skinny that you'll ever meet.
Here we go.
Let's go!
Lummy says, "What am I supposed to say?"
Yeah.
So
Is
at
there
this
a
point,
script?
man, this is all Lummy, impromptu Willie, and I'm so proud of my man.
Scott, where's my drink? Can you get my drink? Thank you everyone for coming out. Bubba, the Bubba Army, we all appreciate you. Merch Craig, Bubba, Red, Anna, I don't know where she is. Dr. Dan, I know he's definitely moving around. He must have got some food.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's the hungriest man alive.
He is, and she doesn't. And at this point, he didn't know where Anna was.
Yeah.
She was missing in action. She was in the back of Susan
troubling.
Poitras's car, crying for her mommy because monsters were coming.
I
And she was
definitely was
meeting.
not calling
She was
for
meeting. She was meeting the devil.
He sent his fries back at Bojangles today. Who would have been the surprise on that one? I mean, geez.
Let me cutting
Merch Craig
promos.
ate fries, just so you know. Shannon Burke, we love him. We love everybody in Orlando. Thank you, Florida Man Radio. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to say right now, but I'm waiting for my freaking drink from Scott the Sales Pig. I don't know if he's picking up his girlfriend or not, but hey, you know what? Love you guys, and let's go do some shots. How about that one? Let's go.
Love you! That was great!
Thank you for coming.
That was
Bobby,
awesome.
it's too high to come over here, Bob.
That was so good.
Lummy, have Rhett bring that bitch right in here. Drape it right on your on your shoulder.
Good
Get
job,
her right there on
Bubba.
that shoulder.
You nailed it. When the rest of us were incapacitated.
Thank you, Bubba.
You're welcome,
From
my
a
friend.
guy that talks for a living. That was a hell of a job.
That was.
You did a hell of a job.
Especially
off
not
the
having
fly.
not knowing what to say.
He didn't
not
stutter, not once.
Let's see what Shannon went on to say.
It's too high to come up here and talk.
Oh, here.
Right, let me just say it right.
All right.
It's too high to... Thank you for coming. Bobby, it's too high to come up here and talk.
Now, see, hold on.
Hold on.
He said he didn't say that, but...
Thank you for coming. Bobby, it's too high to come up here and talk. Right, let me just say it right now. You admit it. He is. He's way too whacked to come. But he's, look at him. I mean, look at him. Look at the smile on his face.
Under the bus.
We'll do the podcast fairly quickly. Let's try to start by, let's say 15 after. Okay.
All right.
And then we hope you go get said podcast that we get ready to put. We'll have it up by noon and anywhere you get your podcasting. But we're asking you to get your podcasting fix from our world now. BubbaArmyHQ.com. Go at least enroll and be a grunt. It's free. And you can listen to the show. You can listen to replays. You can download the podcast, listen to the podcast. And it all starts and stops with BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll do that podcast here in a little bit. It'll be posted at noon. See you tomorrow.
Thanks for letting me finish. You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Co-host and show historian, Lummox.
Co-host, Anna Hummel.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra,
of Council.
Rhett, the Filthy Ginger, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello. I'm back.